Metallica, here they come, the kings of metal.
So fucking what?
This is Ray Burton, and you're listening to Metal Up Your Podcast.
Fortune, fame, mirror vein, gone insane, but the... Yeah!
Welcome to Metal Up Your Podcast. I'm Ethan Luck.
And I'm Clint Wells.
And this is episode 116. And we were going to do something else for this episode, but guess what? The boys of Metallica decided to drop some heavy-ass news on us today.
I was in a session today with my friend Elise. We're making a record over at Jordan Lenning's place, and my phone was just fucking blowing up.
Yep.
And, you know, when you're working in a session, you're trying not to look at your phone. You want to be professional. But I peeked down, and I was like, oh, shit. And I called a halt to the whole session.
Yeah, which is very justified.
It's if you're a producer on the session, you have a little more power to do that than if you're just a guitar player. But the boys have announced, somehow they've kept this a secret, because this must have been in the works for a while.
Right, yeah.
That they're going to be doing S&M2
oh my gosh.
on September 6th for the grand opening of a new arena in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they're going to be doing the old Michael Kamen arrangements. They said they're going to do the 20 songs performed live for the first time in 20 years. But they're also going to be doing some materials that they recorded and wrote after the S&M came out. So Saint Anger, Death Magnetic, Beyond Magnetic, Hardwired, I Disappear,
Lords of Summer,
all that stuff. Maybe even some of the covers, When a Blind Man Cries, the Ronnie Rising medley.
I mean, there's so much stuff they could do that's come out in the last 20 years. This to me was just as exciting when they dropped the Hardwired single.
This is probably this, other than the new record, which was 3 years ago. Or how many years ago?
2.5.
2.5.
Yeah.
This is probably the next most exciting news.
It really is. And especially because when we did our original S&M2 episode, this was just for fun. Like, if they ever decided to do this.
Fantasy set list.
Yeah, fantasy set list kind of, thing. And it was real fun to do. And we threw out our set list and stuff. But 20 years later, it's like they're probably not going to do that again. It would be cool. It's fun to speculate. It's fun to imagine. But here we are, and they're actually doing it.
It's unbelievable. And so what we decided, instead of doing our previously planned episode, which, by the way, this is the first time we've been able to be in a room for a few weeks, right?
Yeah.
You were home from tour.
2 weeks ago, or three weeks ago? I don't know.
It feels like forever.
It does. We did a couple remote ones, and obviously last week we dropped 4 Metal Tales on you. But
this is actually a rare window where we're both home, because we're still both in a busy season.
Yeah, I'm just on about a week and a half break from tour.
Which is why it's actually a day late. So
yes.
The tickets for this are going on sale March 19th. If you're listening, this will be tomorrow for our listeners. And we still don't know how much tickets are going to be. The Legacy pre-sale starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are asking if we're going. We don't know. It's on a Friday.
And
it's far out. It's in September, so it's hard to tell what our schedules are going to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, scheduling tour-wise, and also I know that like my wife and I are planning a vacation that isn't like a down-the-road vacation. It's like across the pond. Mm-hmm. So, and it's right around that time too, tentatively. So who knows if we'll even be able to make it? But gosh, for those that end up getting tickets tomorrow, I mean, someone right now is going, I want to do the Metal Tales for this one.
Yeah, that's going to have to be a special Patreon thing for sure.
Absolutely.
So what we're going to do is, we actually looked it up today. Our S&M2 Fantasy Setlist episode was actually our 28th episode?
I think it was 28. It was the first year of our podcast.
A year and a half ago.
In June, I think.
Right.
June or July. So, I mean, it's been a while, so we thought, why not do another Fantasy Setlist episode?
A lot's changed. It's like when we revisited our top 10s. Yeah. A lot's changed.
Absolutely.
So we're going to have fun speculating. What are they going to do? What are they not going to do? It's just going to be another fantasy set list episode. If you're joining us for the first time, you're wondering what all the hoopla is about. We're an all Metallica podcast. Like we mentioned, we both tour all the time, but we still find time, even when we're on the road, every Monday, in this case Tuesday, we drop an episode doing deep dives on all things Metallica.
That's right.
Records, record listens through, commentaries, band members, gear, tours,
producers,
outfits,
everything.
fashion.
Mostly fashion. We're gonna launch a accompanying blog, a fashion blog soon too.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna be called.
We call it a flog.
The flog. Yeah,
We'll be flogging you all really soon.
Flogging so many of you.
So before we get into this, we're going to do some housekeeping and we're going to read some emails. Now, the first thing that we always mention is if you like the show, go leave us a positive review on iTunes. So I listened to our S&M2 episode on the way here.
Okay.
I only got like 15, 20 minutes into it because that's how far away we live from each other. And I never listen to our episodes ever.
Right,
I don't know if you do, but
I don't. No.
I just literally don't. It was really weird to hear.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I'll listen to an episode if maybe a listener's like, hey, there was an issue with blah, blah, blah. Like the other day it happened. Someone thought that there was an issue of the editing of the episode. Mm-hmm. So I was going through
wrong.
it. They were wrong. They were dead wrong.
Wrong. You're fired.
Listen, you're fired. But it's rare. Yeah. I don't really love to listen back to my own voice.
Well, let me tell you a few things that popped out to me. Number one, no email jingle.
Yeah.
We had yet to write a jingle for the emails. So that was weird.
The old days.
We were talking about passion fruit vodka.
Yeah, that was that long ago. Wow.
We got an email from Chris, our first email from Chris Nace, who
crazy.
we just did a Metal Tales with, who's been a patron forever.
Wow.
TJ became a patron that day, which he's the first guy we met in Detroit, the show we would then go to later.
Yeah.
Jason Beret wrote in about the dagger falling out of his ass because he laughed so hard about Pawpaw. It's the first time we ever did Becky. The Becky voice.
So Pawpaw existed already?
Pawpaw came online when I was recapping the St. Louis show where I was in the snake pit with Brad Blazek.
Okay.
Which was just a few episodes before.
Right.
Because I'm also talking in this last S&M2 episode about finally getting my poster framed.
Oh, nice.
It was just a really weird walk down memory lane.
Yeah. I think I'll revisit our own episodes like 10, 15 years after the podcast is done.
Well, we're going to send them up to space, right?
Yeah, they'll be in space because that's where I'm going to be cryogenically frozen and sent to after.
Right. Just your head.
Just my head. It will still be alive, though.
The small one.
Yeah, exactly. Hey-o.
Well, listen, if you like the show, go leave a review on iTunes. Oh, I brought that up to say we were doing the pick contest.
Yeah.
Which we want to do again.
We were doing the pick contest.
We're going to be doing pick contests again, and we have a shitload of stuff to give away to patrons.
We have so much stuff.
We have Doris Funko Pop dolls. We have Prince Akeem.
Prince Akeem, which I have mine on my desk right now.
I was doing all the inventory yesterday. We have a whole bunch of shirts, some rare vinyl. We have DVDs. We have koozies and coasters and necklaces. We have the package that you get when you got the Unforgiven experience that has a necklace and a bottle opener. We have maybe 4 or 5 bitchin' huge posters.
I found them today. I've got like 35 set lists that Matt Thomas gave us.
So we're going to be, and one of the things I'm really excited about, because we have a bunch of 8x10s too, is we're going to start doing mystery boxes.
Yeah.
So we're going to just start sending our patrons mystery boxes with Metallica goodies. We've got a bunch of fan cans and all the shit that comes in the fan cans, like weird VHSs and CDs and bootlegs and stickers and all this sorts of stuff.
And most of this stuff was given to us by you guys. Like a lot of you listeners out there that have sent stuff in over the years. It's mind-blowing. It's great.
So, the bare minimum that you can do is go leave us a positive review. Oh, another thing about that episode, we were at 80 reviews. Which we're now at about 390.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So let's just keep the train going, because when people, there's a lot to choose from in the Metallica podcast palette. And people look at those reviews to decide which one to jump into. Now, if you really like the show and you want to get involved, we have the Patreon, the bare minimum, which we give away all sorts of stuff. We're going to talk about that in a second. But the bare minimum, we give these people a shout out. So let's read a few of these names.
Let's do it. We have Sam Bannister, Zach Burke,
Stan Pearl, and Philip Rousen. Let's give it up.
Philip Rousen.
Philip Rousenhausen.
Rousenhausen, Wievelhausen.
The Rousenhausen Steinenbergen. So thanks, guys. That's so cool.
Yeah, thank you.
We're going to talk a little bit. You're going to hear a whole commercial about Patreon, but we're going to talk in a second about some of the stuff that you get.
Yeah.
The socials, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. I actually wrote in my notes, fuck Spotify.
I saw that.
They're suing songwriters.
Yeah.
If you don't know what that's about, go Google it and get involved. Get in the know.
You can go actually to my Twitter account at Ethan Luck. I posted a couple tweets about it when it kind of came out, maybe a week ago or so, and I posted a link to a great article about the whole situation. It's definitely a worthwhile read.
Yeah, it's worth checking out. All our stuff is still there.
It'll depress you, that's all.
metalupyourpodcast.com is where you can hear all the previous episodes of, we've guested on a lot of podcasts. Mm-hmm. You can hear all that there. We've got our new Dagger logo shirts are in stock.
Yep.
You can buy those off our website. What else is on the website? Cover World Blackened Volume 1.
Volume 1. Obviously, if you want to listen to our episodes there, you can. Merch.
It's kind of a one-stop shop for all things Metal Up Your Podcast.
Yeah, totally. Hey, I want to give a quick shout-out to, speaking of the Cover World Blackened, to the artist of both volumes, Nick Makoviak, came to the Need to Breathe show last night in, of course, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to hang out, never met in person. We met up before the show.
He's a cool dude.
I wasn't drinking the whole tour. He's been on the keto diet.
Okay.
Said he lost, I think, 10 or 18 pounds. I can't remember. He's lost, let's say 14.
Well, let's get that number right.
Let's get it correct. He told me and I already
how
forgot.
much weight he's lost.
I'm going to say 13 pounds. That's
okay, great.
Anyways, it was good to hang with them. It's always fun to meet you guys in person. Put a face to an email. And
I got to hang with Nick before too, and actually he just hit me up. We're playing the exact same venue you played.
Yeah.
In a few weeks.
It's a great venue, by the way.
And he's going, and Sarah and Pete are going.
Oh, nice. Sarah and Pete are coming to see me in Albany.
We love meeting you guys. We're going to talk a little bit about our tour dates in a second, but Ethan and I are both on the road all the time, especially right now. If you guys want to come to shows, we can usually get you tickets, usually bring up you on the bus to say hi, have a cocktail or have a mocktail, whatever you're doing at the time.
Whatever your sauce is.
Black tar heroin is not off the table.
Not off the table. It's not on my table, but depending on the city we're in, it might be easy to
Maybe
get.
it will be. Show me your table. I'll throw a brick on there right now.
Oh, no. I'm being called out.
Here's the deal with Cover Our World Blackened, if you're wondering what that is. So, to incentivize patrons, Ethan and I arranged and recorded an EP of Metallica covers. Largely deep cuts, largely reimagined. It's super bitchin'. For the first year, that was only available to patrons as a way to say thank you for giving us $5 a month or more. Once Volume 2 came out, which was just, how long ago was it? 3 months ago?
Something like that, yeah.
We made Volume 1 available to everybody. You can get it on iTunes. Unfortunately, you can even hear it on Spotify, but don't go listen to it there.
Yeah.
You can get it on our website for $5.98. It's $6. Maybe you don't want to get on the Patreon train, but maybe you give us $6 one time, you get the EP, everyone's happy.
Everyone's stoked.
Now, Cover World Volume 2, which I believe is the better collection.
I think so, yeah.
As an even deeper dive, we got Motor Breath on there. All of Ethan's songs are reggae-inspired.
Yeah, decided to do that.
No Leaf Clover, Memory Remains, Day That Never Comes. Is there a fourth one on there?
Yeah, then I did
You did
Die My Darling.
Die My Darling.
Yeah.
I did Motor Breath, Mama Said. Oh, what else is on there? I don't
I just
remember.
actually listened to it today when I was driving, running some errands. You also did
Whiskey in the Jar.
Whiskey in the Jar.
And Where the Wild Things Are.
Where the Wild Things Are, that's it, yeah.
Now, we can't say what Cover Our World Blackened Volume 3 is going to be, but we have Cover Our World Blackened Volume 3 real close to being ready to rock, right?
Fairly close.
And we're not going to say what it is yet, but once that comes out, we are going to make Volume 2 available to everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of the plan in the future is anytime we release another volume,
Right.
the last one, everyone can get it, even if you're not on Patreon.
Right.
But we've gotten great feedback from both of the volumes, and we're proud of it. We're happy with it, and everyone seems to be enjoying it, so we're going to keep them going.
And that's all we'll say about that for now.
Yeah.
But that's exciting, I think.
Very exciting.
I was doing some work on it just yesterday.
Ooh.
Ethan has his own other podcast called The Pirate Satellite, which he introduced artists and creative people about their process in a very early incarnation of what we do here now. You can hear my interview with Ethan.
That's right. Clint unboxed my Freddy Krueger bobblehead.
That's right. Paul Moak's on there, Matthew Mayfield.
Bunch of people. And it's been on a bit of a hiatus for a while. Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you, child.
Thank you, Lord.
It's been on a little bit of a hiatus just with, between touring and doing this podcast. But I've started to reach out to certain people to have on the show as guests that have said yes. So I'm going to get it back up and going, I'd say probably in the next month.
Cool.
A couple of the Need to Breathe guys are going to be on it.
You just go subscribe to it, and then you get it whenever they come out.
Exactly, yeah.
I've got another podcast with my friend Bob Schneider called I'm Okay, You're Not Okay. I'm okay, you're okay, I'm not okay, you're not okay. Man, I have this head cold. I'm super kind of fucked up today.
That's all right. You sound sexy.
We talk about the music business, our touring relationship together. We're just buddies that have been talking on tour buses for 7 years. We decided to make those conversations public for better or worse. This new episode that just dropped is all about the Leaving Neverland documentary.
Oh, wow. I haven't
all the
seen that
Michael
yet.
Jackson stuff.
Yeah,
It's
there's a lot
brutal.
of stuff coming out.
Now, the touring schedule, do you kind of have a rough idea of where you're going to be in the next few weeks?
I can tell you, I got the old trusty Master Tour app right in front of me.
Well, let's just say this. Let's just put it on our socials this week. Let's just put our tour dates up there.
Okay.
Now, you're not going to see that if you don't follow us on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook.
Yeah.
So go do it. It's a way to get involved in our
Follow us
lives.
on one of them at least, I do know the next one we're going to is Wichita because I think it's there that Joey Ursick is going to come hang out.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll see another fan of the show.
Now, the best way to get a hold of us is via our email address, metalupyourpodcastshow@gmail.com. We read 5 of these on the show, usually from patrons. So they get priority access, of course. As a way to say thank you to them. And it's a good way to take the pulse, as it were, of the Metal Up Your Podcast family. We're going to do that right now in what I like to affectionately call the Email Corner.
All right, our first email is from Danny Santana. Evening, gents. Clint, how many times do you have to stop recording that Weigh Your Crap jingle because you were laughing too hard? I had to pause it several times to laugh and revisit. Also, where's the download link?
Yeah, I need to get it up
Cheers,
there.
brothers.
You'd be surprised at how serious my vibe was when I wrote and recorded that.
When I was leaving your house, when the incarnation kind of happened, we were both kind of serious, like, kind of when you and I were kind of like, maybe the melody should start here and stuff like that.
It's kind of a serious conversation.
It really is. I mean, the end result, is humorous and fun, but we take this shit serious, you guys.
Like, I laugh when I played it for my wife, and I laugh when I played it for my bandmates. I laugh when I sent it to you, imaking you laughing at it in my mind's eye.
I cracked up.
But the writing process would shock you at how had you interrupted me while writing maybe the couplet about if last night's Taco Bell's giving you hell, or maybe about the we're just trying to be accurate about feces, so get the number right even if it takes all goddamn night, or maybe the classic line, "What'd you eat last night? Is it coming out all right? Don't let last night's eggplant end up in your favorite pants." You don't want to interrupt me when I'm pinning that masterpiece.
Oh, no, you do not. Do you think somebody interrupted John Lennon when he was writing Imagine?
I certainly hope not.
You know, I mean...
But the fury and the wrath would have been quite similar.
Yeah, if someone was interrupting Paul McCartney was writing yesterday, it wouldn't have become what it is. And that's the point here, is that Weigh Your Crap became what it is because it was uninterrupted writing.
When you're comparing it particularly with John Lennon.
Exactly.
One song is a song that somehow in a brief 3 minutes unified the entire world. Mm-hmm. And the other song was Imagine.
Love it, love it, love it.
Okay, our next email is from Christian Post. He says, How do you do, fellow kids? I don't know what that means.
How do you do?
Because he put that in quotes.
Yeah.
It must mean something.
I'm not sure. What could it mean?
Maybe it's a Metallica reference we've yet to unearth.
Don't email us.
He says, I'll start off by thanking you guys for the podcast. Apologize for the lengthy email. I've been listening for I can't remember how long, and I'm just about caught up to the current episodes. The show makes work and life so much more enjoyable, and I can't get enough of the boys. He says, Paul is such a great special guest host, and I wish he could make more appearances. Love the episode with Lizzie and Joe from Hailstorm. They've been one of my favorite bands since I discovered them with the release of their debut album. They seem like great people and genuinely care about each other and every fan, just like the boys do. I'd love to hear what kind of gear you guys are running and some of your favorite guitars or amps you own. It always seems like HQ1 and 2 have plenty of pieces on the wall that I can't quite make out from all the YouTube videos. So, which, by the way, so let's wave to the YouTubers. We've been posting videos to YouTube. The patrons get it a week early, unless, like last week, when we have Slayer on and YouTube decides to reject the video after I spent several hours editing it.
So it was a copyright thing that okay, that happens.
Well, that's fine. We're not going to have that problem today. But you want to maybe list some of your notable? We probably can't do all of our.
I mean, Clint and I both have a plethora of gear. I've collected a lot over the years. For those on YouTube, you can probably see. But one of my favorite amps I own, I don't take it on the road currently, but it's a I think 72, 73 Fender Bassman, one of the best amps of all time. Clint has a Bassman. So what year is yours?
67.
67. I have a Gretsch, a 1965 Gretsch double anniversary. That's a prized possession. Currently on the road, I'm using, I brought out 2 Guilds, a Guild Starfire 3 and a Guild D140 acoustic. I've got my Duesenberg lap steel, which is incredible. Playing Tyler amplifiers. Got a bunch of cool pedals on my board. My main overdrive is Route 66. Love spring reverb. Just got a new pedal by awesome company called Hungry Robot Pedals. You should check out if you're into ambient stuff.
Fun.
Called The Wash.
fun.
Yeah, that's kind of like my main stuff. There's more there, but
I'll just list what I have on the road too. That seems like a good starting
Yeah.
point. We both have a shitload of stuff that sits in our studios. I have a 1981 Gibson ES335 that's pretty much my main electric. If you see videos of me on YouTube or if you see me out live, it's a big hollow body with a Bixby.
that's a great guitar.
That's kind of my guy. I've got a pretty cool 60s Strat out there with me. I've got a black Les Paul. I play an AC30, a deluxe reverb on the road. I play my 67 Bassman in the Stewed,
The old
as they
Stewed.
say. As far as pedals, I also have a Root 66 overdrive compressor that I love because Visual Sound is here in Nashville.
Yeah.
And I have a relationship with those people. I use, for my ambient stuff, I use this really cool Earthquaker Devices pedal called the Dispatch Master.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that one's great.
It's a reverb delay in one, and it's just instant ambience.
Yeah.
It's cool. So it's great for like pedal steel simulated stuff and swells and
That's awesome.
big washy crap. And for recording, I use all the UAD stuff. I just got a BAE 1073.
Awesome.
The 1073 is usually made by Neve. It's a classic microphone preamp.
Yeah.
So I just got one of those. I'm making this record with Elise. That's all kind of boring stuff, I guess. But is there a gurgle in here? Is the HQ1 haunted? There's a man in the closet,
Was
right?
it the printer?
Yes.
Is it on right now?
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes it does a self-check.
If you're keeping...
I heard it in the mic kind of, and I was like, okay, my wife's out of town right now. I'm like, what is that noise? I legitimately got chills.
You've seen Pulp Fiction.
Of course.
If you have a GIMP in a box down here, I'm cool with it. Just, I don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
I would like to not know.
Okay, I won't tell you then.
He's got like the red gag ball in. He's been in there for like 6 years.
All I will say about that is don't turn around. In the words of Ace of Base, don't turn around.
He's behind me, isn't he?
Yes. Get down.
What's the rest of the refrain of Don't Turn Around?
Don't turn around. I don't know.
Because I know all that she wants is another baby. She's gone tomorrow.
All that she wants.
And don't forget, I saw the sign. If I can open up my eyes,
I saw the sign.
no, I'm gonna drag you up. I was going to the harmony. I was counting on
Oh,
you.
you're sorry. I thought I was trying to remember the next
2,
line.
3, 4.
I saw the sign, and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Love gonna drag you up.
Damn it, we're singing different parts.
Sorry,
We need to work on our Ace of Base.
we really do.
So there's some of our gear stuff. He says, give a high five to Paw Paw, the Hulkster, the Joyces, Jason and Brantley, Vegan Ethan, Dave Mustaine, and whoever else I forgot to give props to. Thank you from snowy Boston, Massachusetts, New Jersey. And if you're ever in the area, beers on me. Christian Post. P.S. If no one's asked about the Metal Tales for the Boston show from 2017, I'd love to sign up and review one of my personal highlights. Well, Christian, I've added you to the master list, so it's as simple as that.
It's so easy. Thank you for writing in, by the way.
Thanks, dude.
Stan Pearl writes in, "Hey guys, I just recently signed up as a to be a patron since your podcast is one of the only is the one I listen to the most. So I hope it keeps going strong. How does the Metal Tales deal work? Do people sign up for that? I'd love to do a Metal Tales episode sometime when you get around to doing past shows, which we've talked about will be after the worldwide tour is done, probably after Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah, so the way it works is the Metal Tale series is we're covering every date of the worldwide tour. So the European show's coming up, the S&M show coming up, the New Zealand, Australian dates, and then when that's over, we're going to do all the past shows.
Yeah.
You have to be a patron, the $5 level or higher, and we've already got a backlog of maybe 25 folks.
Yeah.
So if everyone wants to sign up, we're totally cool. Just be patient. But
Yeah.
you basically reach out, and you can, in the subject to metalupyourpodcastshow@gmail.com, put Metal Tales,
Yeah.
and then let us know what you want to do. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, absolutely. Stan goes on to say, I've only been to 5 Metallica shows, but the first 3 were in the 90s, one of which was James's birthday, with Lemmy joining them on stage for Overkill.
Nice.
That's amazing. And the last 2 this year on the Worldwide Tour. Anyway, I love talking Metallica, so feel free to give me a shout if you're down to add me to the list. Thanks for all you guys do. Stan Pearl. Well, thanks for writing in, Stan. Well, obviously, Clint explained to you how it works, and we're
In exquisite detail, I might add.
very exquisite.
I'm getting a little stuffy nose here as this is going on, so I just want to apologize to you,
Hey, it's okay.
and I want to apologize to the Gimp.
He says it's fine.
Is he still behind?
He's still behind you.
Hopefully this won't become a problem.
Is it the incense?
No,
Because you burn that.
no, it's not the incense.
By the way, our Instagram is still blowing up right now.
I know.
It's been a popular day to be a Metallica
Well,
fan.
God damn it, S&M2?
S&M2.
Holy shit. And I know our fans want to get back into it. So let's get through these emails. So Lucas Nilsson writes, hey guys, Luke from Sweden speaking. Sweden! think it's time for me to write a few words and encourage you for the awesome job you're doing right now. He says he's listening to episode 30 as he types. He says, I'm 29 and I've been struggling with mental and emotional issues for more than 20 years. I may not be the most diehard Metallica fan, but their music has meant a lot in so many ways. When I found your podcast last October, it only took a few moments to get hooked. During some of my dark and tough days, I start listening to an episode of yours, and everything feels a lot better. The chemistry of the talking, and of course the metal family, with Dave, Torben, Hulk, and all the other stuff, puts a smile on my face and sometimes makes me cry happy tears. He says, and trust me, there are many people who feel the same way since mental health is such a major problem in society today. Keep up the good work, guys. Yours truly, Luke the Looch Hetfield Nilsson.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks, Luke. That's awesome. I mean, we've discussed this, from time to time on the podcast. There are people that listen to our show, to whatever kinds of music, that deal with these kinds of things. I personally have dealt with a lot of anxiety over the years and some depression, mostly crazy anxiety, for the better part of 15 years, and Clint has as well. And just to touch on it real quick, yeah, we've been there. We know that there are things creatively out there that you can listen to or read or watch that kind of help you through that and help you, maybe your brain kind of turn around for the day and not think these awful thoughts or think things are going to get worse. And music's one of those things. And for you, it's this podcast, and that's amazing. We're happy that we can provide some of that relief for you, I guess.
Yeah, super humbling.
Yeah.
And hang in there, dude.
Yeah, man. Please do.
Last email.
Phil Rowson says, hey, Clint and Ethan, I'm a big fan of your show and of Metallica. I'd imagine if you're a fan of our show, you're probably a fan of Metallica.
There are people who listen to our show who don't like Metallica. That's been confirmed, for sure.
That's craziness.
People like me and you. Mainly you.
Mainly me. There's no way. It's mainly you. I just saw them in Las Vegas in November, in fact. While at the show, I was privileged to meet Ray Burton.
Nice.
That's amazing. P.S. I was happy to join your Patreon program as well from my new home here in the Los Angeles area. Kind regards. That's a good way to end an email. Kind regards.
Kind regards.
Philip Rowson. Philip Rowson, Esquire the Fifth.
Recently, I relocated to Los Angeles, California.
They call it the City of Angels.
Pleases me much it does to live in Los Angeles.
It was like a vampire Yoda.
It's like Nosferatu.
Pleases me much it does.
Philip Rowson, currently of Los Angeles, would like to summon you to a duel.
With his kindest regards. It is with my kindest regards that I challenge you to a duel.
To the death.
Draw your sword.
All right, it's that easy. metalupyourpodcastshow at gmail.com. We'll read it on the show. I, for one, and I know Ethan, my homie, is too, is excited to talk about our new fantasy S&M2 set list. So let's get the fuck out of the email corner.
Let's do it.
Hey, it's Clint from Metal Up Your Podcast, and we hope you're enjoying the Metal Tales from the Road series. If you've been keeping up with us, then you already know that we've covered every stop on the 2018-2019 North American Arena Tour, and we look forward to catching up with all of our European friends later this year on the Stadium Tour overseas. And there's more. After the Stadium Tour, we are continuing the Metal Tales series for any Metallica show in the past. Maybe you saw one of the Orion festivals. Maybe you were at the Channel in 1984 and Cliff Burton bought you a beer. Maybe you were at one of the 30th anniversary shows, or you just saw a regular-ass show in North Dakota somewhere. We want to hear from you. Since Ethan and I started Metal Up Your Podcast, we've wanted to find a way for listeners to call in and share their stories. Well, this is it. To make yourself eligible for a future or past Metal Tales episode, please consider joining us on Patreon. For $5 a month, you not only get to come on the show as a guest, you also get both of our Cover Our World Blackened EPs, monthly giveaways like deluxe box sets, rare vinyl, posters, and other goodies. You get early access to our YouTube videos, and we also let you ask our guests, like Ray Burton, Michael Wagner, Hailstorm, members of Slipknot, your very own questions. For what essentially amounts to 2 cups of coffee a month, you can ensure that Metal Up Your Podcast continues to grow in quality and content. For any of you on the ride with us, we love you, we thank you, peace and adios.
S&M2. S&M2.
M2. Rah, rah, rah. His it. Phil Rawson.
That's just why we weren't cheerleaders.
Or it's why we will be cheerleaders.
That's true.
Let's look at that glass.
Can we
half-
start
half
maybe
full.
like I mean, plenty of sports have cheerleaders, right? Basketball. Some hockey teams have them.
Yeah, wrestling has them.
Can we start a Metallica cheerleading group?
Just me and you?
Well, that's what it'll start as, but you know the Caravan will be involved.
Yeah. They already kind of are that.
That's very true. They went to 33 shows?
They went to almost all of them. Met fan Mike, whose burrito I ate. By the way,
Let's not forget that.
let's not forget Burrito Gate. He was recently featured on Lars's Instagram. He got to meet Lars because he went to all 35 shows.
All 35, yeah. It's
And,
amazing.
a lot of people were hitting us up. I did an Instagram live from the bus a few days ago, and we were like, "Did you see that guy went to all the shows?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know Mike.
And we know that guy.
I ate his motherfucking burrito, dude."
He was at our party. I recap that in full detail for Clint on that recap episode of our party.
I didn't remember.
With Paul, yeah. No. You enjoyed the hell out of that thing.
I was told that story as if it was a movie I had never seen.
That's the only way it could be told.
Well, that's the only way you could do what I did, is if you were not there.
Right.
That's blackout talking.
It was impressive. Well, we love Mike, and he was not bothered by it. He was cool.
Dude, the Caravan rages on, man. They got their black tickets for Australia and New Zealand.
Know.
And I talked to Sarah today, and they're currently trying to get to that S&M gig.
I'm sure they will. I'm sorry
I'm sniffling, man.
Hey, stop. The more you bring it up, the more I look at it, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
The more you bring it up, the more I gaze into your nostril.
It's like if you have a big old juicy zit on your face and you keep talking about it, I'm going to keep staring at it.
I don't know if you know this about me, but I had super, horrible acne in high school.
I didn't know that.
You did or did not?
Did not, no.
Okay.
Oh, I knew that, yeah. Clint, everyone knows that.
I didn't know if perhaps we had talked about it because it was actually incredibly traumatic for me.
I don't think so, no. I never had that, but I had some friends that did. And were you ever on, what was that?
Accutane.
Accutane? There's another one called, was it Retin-A?
Retin-A, yeah, tetracycline.
But then that shit would make you couldn't walk out in the sun. They turned you into a vampire temporarily.
Yeah, it reacted really intensely to the sun.
Yeah, my buddy Josh, I remember I'm still friends with, went to high school together, and he was on one of those medications. And we would walk outside, and within 5 minutes, he would just start bleeding from his face. It was crazy.
I never quite had that, but
it was just out of one of the zits or whatever, or just get a gnarly bloody nose out of nowhere and stuff.
I like to think that it shaped me into the exemplary human being that I am today.
Okay.
Really gave me a lot of personality, a lot of context and material for songwriting.
A lot of songs about zits.
Just a lot of songs about having a horrible face.
Yeah.
My face sucks.
No one wants to look at it.
That's My Face Sucks, which is the B-side to Weigh Your Crap.
It is, yeah, coming out on Record Store Day.
All right, so if you wouldn't mind, Ethan, would you please read the official announcement that we received today regarding S&M? Because it clears up some questions about what's actually going down. Obviously, S&M, 1999's S&M, we've done an episode on it. Metallica, sort of historically, played with the San Francisco Orchestra. I'm just going to kind of contextualize S&M real quick, if you don't mind.
Please do.
Please,
Continue.
Saya. What was the guy's name who wrote in? Philip Rowson.
Philip Rowson. It is with kindest regards that we will recap the original Symphony and Metallica.
Pleases me muchly to recount S&M, Saya.
Keep talking, you will.
So, they teamed up with Michael Kamen. Michael Kamen came on the Metallica scene. And by the way, this is all from memory. I did not read up on this, and therefore may be getting some details wrong. Michael Kamen comes on the Metallica scene. Like that?
Yeah, I do. Love it.
He arranged a string arrangement for Nothing Else Matters on the
right.
Black Album. Allegedly, it was his idea. When all that was brewing, we should do a show together. Fast forward 8 years, they finally do it.
Yeah.
They did 2 nights in Berkeley. Those are the 2 that we know from the recordings and the home video. And they also did Berlin and MSG.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend you guys go search the Outlaw Torn version of MSG. It's on YouTube.
It's pretty incredible.
It's bitchin'. It's superior to the one we got.
I think so,
And the one
yeah.
we got's pretty good. Or did we get one?
Or did we?
That's another flashback joke to episode 28, where that joke was fresh, by the way.
That's where it started.
Well, no, it started on the actual S&M episode.
Oh, right.
By S&M2, they were still giving it to you. They're still sticking it to you in the emails.
Yeah,
I believe it was Chris Nace who he just simply wrote "P.S. Outlaw Torn."
Yeah, that's all people needed to say
Which
at a certain point.
At that time was legitimately a pretty sick burn.
Yeah, speaking of depression, geez, I went into a spiral after that.
I haven't been able to get out of bed since I didn't remember that they played Outlaw Torn.
You know, I told you my wife was out of town. She's no longer with me anymore. She couldn't take it anymore. It's Outlaw Torn business.
She couldn't share you with the Gimp anymore.
She couldn't. People were putting like Outlaw Torn signs in my yard. It's rough. I'm actually not on tour ever.
So anyways, they played those 4 shows, and it was a great success. And a lot of people speculated, even right after S&M, I remember there were talks about, what would an S&M2 look like?
Yeah.
Because they forget all the songs they've written in the meantime. Think about all the good sauce they left on the table. Fade to Black, Sanitarium, Unforgiven, Fight Fire with Fire, Through the Never. Songs I imagine will end up on these lists we're about to read.
Right, yeah.
So, and I think James has even been quoted in an interview, and he was asked about doing a second one, and he said something that sounds very Jamesy, which was like, we're a band that likes to move forward and look ahead. We've already done that. I think we did it pretty well. It did win a Grammy, by the way, Call of Cthulhu, which it just sticks in my craw to think of Dave Mustaine getting another fucking Grammy because of Metallica. He got a Grammy for that.
But it wasn't for Megadeth, so...
So James kind of said, I don't think we'll do this again.
Yeah.
So I think we had all sort of put it to bed, maybe.
I mean, I did. I mean, like we said at the top of the show, it's fun to speculate and what if and stuff like that, but...
Never thought it'd happen.
I mean, I saw that today. I saw my phone start to like light up a bunch on the bus on my way back to Nashville.
This is kind of a where were you when 9/11 happened?
Exactly.
Where were you when you found out they were doing S&M2?
Exactly. I was somewhere near like Crossville, Tennessee or something, and you had posted it. Or no, I'm sorry. No, Chris, you're just texting.
Chris
you and
texted us. I didn't respond to Chris. I just ripped the picture he sent and put it on our socials because we're a fucking Metallica podcast. We got to be with it in time.
Exactly. No, I was packing up my stuff on the bus. My phone was over on the table, and I saw that text, and I was just like, "Oh my god,
I know
this is actually happening."
So read the official email that if you're on the mailing list, which I encourage you if you're not to go get on it. They don't hassle you or harass you or spam you or anything. It's good shit like
it's all good stuff, yeah.
So here's what it said today. It
said, in celebration of the historic grand opening of the San Francisco's Chase Center, we're beyond honored to be joining together with the San Francisco Symphony for the first time in 20 years. Join us on Friday, September 6th for S&M2, a one-night-only show featuring the San Francisco Symphony and the legendary conductor Michael Tilson Thomas. Old MTT.
MTT, yeah, you know me.
Oh, you know M-double-T?
I'm down with MTT.
James and Lars joined Michael along with representatives from the Golden State Warriors and San Francisco Mayor London Breed, it's a cool name, to make the announcement today at the Chase Center. The original S&M concerts were performed by Metallica San Francisco Symphony, conducted by the late Michael Kamen in spring of '99.
Rest in pieces.
Rest in peace. At the Berkeley Community Theater. The S&M2 concert will feature the first live performance of these arrangements in 20 years, plus the first ever Metallica/San Francisco Symphony renditions of songs written and released since the original S&M, with new orchestral parts by Bruce Coughlin.
All right, so we have an excerpt from this press conference. Let's listen to what the boys have to say. It's Lars and James showed up for this. And so it's in conjunction with this new arena in San Francisco, which James says, which we'll hear in a second. He basically says, we've played the Cow Palace a lot. We've played the Bay Area, obviously our connection to the Bay Area. We've never really had an arena. This was what he's saying.
Yeah, well, because a lot of the San Francisco-based sports teams are they're not in San Francisco.
Like
the San Francisco 49ers play outside of San Francisco.
And then you got the Raiders.
Yeah, well, the Raiders are now going to, they're still technically in LA for more season. They go to Vegas, but I mean, listeners, correct me if I'm wrong. Actually, don't do that.
Please, God, don't.
I think the only team in San Francisco that has a stadium or whatever in San Francisco is the Giants. The 49ers play out
the Dodgers?
in that's Los Angeles.
Oh, excuse me, pardon me. I've never been anywhere.
You watch your mouth.
I was just thinking about California. I don't know why.
They're a little far from each other. It's about a 7-hour drive, 8 hours tops.
Let me get my protractor out and double check that.
Let me get my protractor out before I make this drive.
Check the work.
But no, it's cool that they brought that up, that there is there wasn't something there like that they could play at, you know.
James does make a pretty good joke where he's like, "Thank you for building it for us."
Yeah.
Let's listen to Lars and James, and we'll come back in a minute. You guys enjoy.
Today's announcement, must-see acts this week, but it's just the beginning. You're going to see much, much more. This is going to be a weekly event, and Beyonce may not have made the first week, but I'm guessing sometime, Eric, in the next year she'll be making her appearance here. Today we're here to answer the question that we have probably been asked more than any other over the last few months. What will the first concert in Chase Center be? We wanted to do something that would be unique to the Bay Area, something that would only happen here and nowhere else in the world. So with that drum roll, right on cue. Here we go. 20 years ago, there was a historic collaboration between two iconic forces in music. There was an album recorded over 2 days in Berkeley, right across the bay, in April of 1999. That album went on to win the Grammy that year for Best Rock Instrumental Performance. We're proud to announce that on Friday evening, September 6th, 2019, the first ever concert at Chase Center will be Metallica and the San Francisco Symphony. Metallica and the San Francisco Symphony will reunite and perform together with a special appearance by music director Michael Tilson Thomas and conducted by Edwin Outwater, celebrating the 20th anniversary of their Grammy Award-winning album, Symphony and Metallica, or S&M, for those of you in the know. Metallica is one of the most influential and successful bands of all time, having sold over 125 million albums and played to millions of fans on every continent. For nearly 40 years, the band has had a special relationship with San Francisco. On March 7th, 1999, Metallica was inducted into the San Francisco Hall of Fame, and then Mayor Willie Brown proclaimed that day official Metallica Day. And the San Francisco Symphony is widely considered to be among the most artistically adventurous and innovative art institutions in the world. The recipient of 15 Grammy Awards, the San Francisco Symphony presents more than 220 concerts and presentations annually in its home of Davies Symphony Hall around the Bay Area and touring nationally and internationally. The San Francisco Symphony's music director, Michael Tilson Thomas, has led the orchestra to new heights for the past 24 years and is constantly pushing the boundaries of what a symphony orchestra can be in the 21st century. Now another surprise. With us here today, please welcome to the stage from Metallica, Lars Ulrich and James Hetfield, and from the San Francisco Symphony, music director Michael Tilson Thomas.
What is the difference and what is it like a rock band of your reputation performing with the San Francisco Symphony?
There's more people on stage,
Yeah.
for sure. And there's actually real musicians on stage.
Yeah. Don't tell anybody that part.
And we're a lot more nervous. But it adds to the power. It adds to the opportunities for dynamics, for creating moods with the music, bringing people in, walls of sound, all kinds of great opportunities added by having, a symphony along with you, along for the ride. It's a beautiful opportunity, and, we're super proud that after 38 years, there's still cool things like this on the horizon for us, and we're still able to explore and have some fun with some new friends.
All right, I've actually got a question for Michael. Now, Mike, on the other hand, how does a symphony orchestra come to play with a band like Metallica? How do you prepare for that?
That was two questions. You said, how does it happen to happen? Was that the first one?
How do you come to play with a group
wasn't
like
there?
Metallica?
I think Nat King Cole had a big hit in 1950, which, as I recall, went something like.
Tanel, do you know the name, Mr. Trivia?
Yeah, it went. I was wandering along, minding my business, went out of an orange-colored sky.
Can anybody Shazam that?
Wham! Bam! Alakazam! Wonderful you came by. I think it was something like that.
Wow.
It was
fantastic.
a wonderful, unexpected surprise and opportunity at the confluence of this great new building and being able to reach back into the symphony's shared past with Metallica. My own experiences, I've done quite a lot of big shows from places like the Sydney Opera House that have been all of what Metallica's music is all about.
And you're going to sing one of them, right?
Yeah,
now that we know you have a voice.
It's a duet.
Okay.
It's a duet.
I'll send you the lyrics to Sandman.
I'm ready.
So as artists, for all three of you, and bringing up the Cow Palace again, artists have never had an opportunity to perform in San Francisco in a world-class arena such as this, in an arena the size of this, formerly just the Cow Palace, at whatever it is. So what does that mean for not only you, but for different artists to have that opportunity to perform in a facility such as Chase Center in a city like San Francisco? Any of you?
Yeah, beautiful. Well, you know, we get to travel all over the world, and we've seen quite a few arenas, and it's always been a shame that there hasn't really been the place, you know, back where our headquarters is. So now there is, and we're super glad. Thanks for building it for us. You know.
I've actually got another question for Michael here. Mike, now that this is the second show at Metallica, are you going to get a few tattoos?
Show him the one.
How do you know he doesn't have any already?
As I still have the vague hope of being buried in a Jewish cemetery, that probably won't happen.
No, but that's a good question, too, because when you think of the symphony, obviously the beautiful music created by the San Francisco Symphony, what does your rock collection look like at home, Michael?
Yeah.
Well, I've got a lot of selenite, wolfenite, quartz, fluorite. I was really into it when I was a teenager.
That's what I got.
So this will be the first S&M event at Chase Center.
Yeah, this will be Well,
the Symphony and Metallica.
Yeah. You're talking about Symphony and Metallica.
Absolutely.
Right, yeah. Okay. The S&M room is something else.
You know, it's funny.
That's where you warm up.
Never mind.
It's funny because on our lines of questioning here, I'm getting the wrap-up sign already. So.
Oh, we're just getting started. No, I'd like to say that what happens to me is Joshua calls up and says there's a concert at the Symphony, come over. Michael is conducting this Mahler thing of this incredible piece, and I show up, and every time I was down a month ago, and every time it's an incredibly enriching experience, and to celebrate the final in a creative project together, not just with the symphony and with the orchestra, but with Michael himself. And like Michael was just alluding to, we've been standing backstage in the green room and already throwing ideas at each other. And the next 6 months, we've got the work cut out for us. But it's going to be a very special evening, and it's also going to be a very, I think, different evening than it was in Berkeley in 1999. And so that part is also really exciting.
Well, I'm getting the wrap-up sign here, so thank you to Lars, James, and Mike for being with us today. We look forward to seeing you and other band members, Kirk and Robert. I hope to see them here on that very special night. Yes.
We hope they show up.
Here in September, I hope.
What strikes me about at least watching it, so they bring the boys out, Lars and James, and they kind of have to stand there and do the photo ops because, like, the mayor's there and shit.
Right.
And James looks real grumpy. He kind of looks like he does not want to be there.
Well, I mean, think about it. They just finished the North American tour. He's real stoked to get home to his family.
He was like skiing and hunting like mountain buffalo.
But I mean, the Grand Rapids show was only a couple days ago. So he probably went home for like 36 hours.
He made $1 million.
That's
you just had the exact like timbre and cadence of that guy.
He made $1 million. I think Clint's sinus pressure is affecting his brain.
You know, I had an idea like that once.
You know, I had an idea like that once. The jump to conclusions, Matt.
They go, okay, what was it? He goes, well, all right then.
Well, all right then.
We should hear that. Let's listen to a clip of that.
Let's hear that.
Let's dip into some Office Space.
Yeah.
You know, there are people in this world that don't have to put up with all this shit. Like that guy that invented the pet rock. You see, that's what you have to do. You have to use your mind and come up with some really great idea like that, and you can make millions, never have to work again.
You think the pet rock was a really great idea?
Sure it was. The guy made $1 million. You know, I had an idea like that once, a long time ago.
Really? What was it, Tom?
Well, all right. It was a jump to conclusions mat. You see, it would be this mat that you would put on the floor and would have different conclusions written on it that you could jump to.
That is the worst idea I've ever heard in my life, Tom.
Yes, it's horrible, this idea.
You got to use your mind.
Hey, Peter. No, it's happening. That's a great movie.
Yeah, see. Anyway, I recently rewatched it. And
stapler. It's my stapler.
I'm going to burn. One day I'm just going to burn it all down.
That was one of the first movies that I could tell Jennifer Aniston was doing like some cool like indie stuff. She's done big movies and stuff like that, but she's done a lot of that kind of, movies, low budget movies.
Hey, man, you want to talk to me about a little movie called Leprechaun? That was her first movie.
Speaking of St. Patrick's Day, which just happened yesterday.
You want to find me a pot of gold?
You've seen the old video from Alabama. You should have. You're from there.
It's okay.
Have you seen this video? It's probably, I'd say, at least 15, 20 years old now. It was one of the early YouTube like viral videos, and it's about these people that claim to have spotted a leprechaun.
Yeah, I have seen that. Yeah,
and it shows, and the guy goes, "Any of y'all see the leprechaun? Say yeah." And everyone's like, "Yeah." And the amateur sketch is just the worst little. Like your daughter could do a much better job, fantastic job.
Yeah,
the amateur sketch was pretty incredible.
Wow.
Anyways, it's on that tangent.
It reminds me, if I may, of a classic tour joke, which is. What's the last thing you want to hear Willie Nelson say after he gets done blowing you?
What's that?
I'm not Willie Nelson.
And you could really insert anyone's name into that.
The reason that there's a version of that that's with a leprechaun.
Yeah.
Like this leprechaun's like, if you let me suck your dick, I'll give you a pot to me gold. I'm like, what's the, And at the end of that, he's like, where's the gold at? He's like, I'm not a leprechaun.
I'm not a leprechaun.
Never was. Why am I talking about this? Thank God you're here to keep me on track. I'm sorry.
Am I keeping you on track?
No.
Because you just talked about leprechauns. Speaking of leprechauns, have you seen movie 46?
Oh, I got such horrible reviews.
4% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I stayed away from it.
I watched it the other night on the bus.
And?
I laughed my ass off.
Really?
So a bunch of the dudes in Need to Breathe were like, okay, have you seen this? I'm like, no. They're like, have you heard of it? I said, actually, I've never even heard of it. So this movie it got awful reviews.
So it has a bunch of like celebrities in it, right?
The reason they call it movie 46 is there's 46 like A-list to B-C list, whatever, a ton of actors, actresses. It's insane. I mean, like, the first scene is what's his name? Oh my God, why am I blanking on his name?
What's he from?
Freaking Wolverine.
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman and Kate Winslet. And the whole thing in the first scene is that he has a pair of testicles that have
I remember seeing that in the trailer. That was in the trailer.
Yeah, and it's so the dudes in the band set this up. They're like, dude, this movie is awful. It got always bad reviews. We watched it. I laughed my ass off the whole time. I thought it was hilarious, but I completely understand why a lot of these actors were trying to get out of it. There was no press for it. They did a premiere and like only a couple actors showed up. It was just like it just bombed, right? Uh-huh. But I thought it was hilarious.
Well, there you go. There's a re-endorsement from one Mr. Ethan Luck.
Now, all that to say, I probably won't watch it again, but it was pretty funny. I'd watch it with you
right now.
All right, we're gonna take a break and watch this. Oh, okay. So Leprechauns.
I don't remember how
movie 46.
I don't remember how we got through all this, but
is it time to jump into our fantasy set list part 2?
So here's what I figured we would do. Okay. So we have our fantasy set list now. They've already said they're playing the original 20. So this is sort of just for fun. Again, we're going to. I figured a fun thing to do after we do our lists is to maybe talk about what could have gone from the original 20.
Sure.
Because let's just say they're going to add 4 new songs.
Okay.
From Saint Anger through Hardwired.
Okay.
So we got to kind of land on those 4.
Right.
But for the time being, let's hear your disc 1, and then we'll hear my disc 1.
Okay.
And then we'll do your disc 2 and my disc 2.
So disc 1 was 11 tracks,
Right.
Including Ecstasy.
So
that was that was the thing. Like, it's 21 tracks. Do you have technically 22 now?
it's 11, not including Ecstasy of Gold.
Oh, okay. Well, according to Wikipedia, I went to look at the track listing today.
No, you're right. You're right. Sorry, 10. You're right. Sorry.
Okay, so it's 11 and then 10. So it's 10, not including Ecstasy.
It's 10 and 10.
It's 10 and 10. but like
again,
on mine,
the math portion segments of our show are just absolutely fucking staggering.
I think they're impressive.
Yeah.
Clinton Wells and Ethan Luck, PhD in
mathematicianism.
I'm a mathematician, which means I'm a math guy and a magic guy.
And a mortician. R.I.P. math. All right, well, let's start. So Ecstasy of Gold is a mainstay.
It's a given. They're going to do that. Yeah, they have to do that.
So let's hear what your opening track is.
Okay. Now, this is the other thing that I don't know if we mentioned this earlier, but Clint and I, when we talked about doing this episode, one of the stipulations was don't go back and look at what we put on the first one.
Yeah, because that's old news.
It's old news.
It's fake news.
It's fake news. I mean, it's real news. It happened, allegedly.
Yeah, not anymore. Not in the new reality.
Yeah.
We're in the post-news reality.
Exactly. So I know there was a couple times during the making of this that I knew that I repeated some stuff.
That's okay.
Fake
news.
But it's okay. Fake news. So Ecstasy of Gold plays.
Mm-hmm.
My gut is to go straight into an instrumental like they did with Call of Cthulhu. I went with Orion, which I think I did on the first one too.
Okay.
I think that's a great one.
Yeah.
Ecstasy of Gold ends, then all of a sudden you have some like build up from the orchestra, kind of like that, the Cliff Burton, he has that kind of distorted bass thing that starts
sort of swell in.
When Lars starts doing the
right.
So that comes in and they go into Orion. I think all the construction they did in this new symphony hall would come crumbling down.
Oh, well, it's kind of like in the movie Through the Never when the demon on the horse thing he hits the final thing and the whole city crumbles.
That's what's going to happen. So
killing every man, woman, and child
other than Metallica
in the Bay Area.
Unfortunately, they won't be able to play the rest of the set, but if they were to, the next song I would put in is Moth into Flame.
Oh, so you're immediately hitting them with some Hardwired sauce.
Hitting them straight into Hardwired. I was torn because it's like, okay, do we do Hardwired? Do we do Atlas Rise, Moth? At the top, I thought, because in the original one they go into puppets.
Yeah. Yes, correct.
Right?
Yes, Cthulhu and the Puppets.
Yeah. And so I thought a banger right away.
Yeah.
So Moth into Flame, and I was listening to all the tracks as I was making the list today.
It'd be cool to hear a symphony doing the da-da-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo.
Exactly. I think that would be cool. Even just the very beginning, the
boom,
Moth into Flame, going straight all the way back to the first record because there was nothing off Kill 'Em All in the first one.
True.
4 Horsemen.
Yeah.
So they finished Moth into Flame, and then I think that bridge.
I love that. That's killer.
That bridge would sound because they don't play the bridge when they do Horsemen. Yeah. When they do the Sweet Home Alabama part.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would sound incredible with a symphony behind
Absolutely.
it. I mean, the whole chorus would too. Horsemen are drawing nearer, violin, another street they ride. I said steed. Cello. Come to take your life, bassoon. Yeah, so 4 Horsemen. Then I'm taking it. This was a tough one. It's a Black Album track. It was tough for me to choose Black Album tracks because they pretty much threw in all the hits on the first one.
Yeah.
All the big ones. So
yeah.
I was kind of like, well, what do I put in? I did Through the Never.
For track.
So this will be, if you can count Ecstasy as track 1.
Okay.
This will be the fifth one.
Okay.
So Ecstasy, Orion, Moth and Flame, 4 Horsemen, Through the Never.
Okay, gotcha.
And then have like some scary cellos and violins happening.
Yeah.
I think
imagine
really cool.
all the strings are going da 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 da.
Yeah.
All that is, was, and will be down violin.
Cello.
Also imagine that the On Through the Never part.
Yeah.
With timpanis and fucking
oboes.
Yeah,
so many oboes.
So many hobos playing the oboe.
Hobos playing the oboe.
That's funny because it sounds similar.
That's exactly
Sometimes
right.
comedy is just about phonetically getting something that sounds
Sometimes
similar.
it's just obvious and you have to point.
Sometimes the joke finds you.
Sometimes the joke tells itself.
If you've got the proverbial metaphysical net and the joke is the butterfly, you just got to just reach your little army up there.
Just catch it.
No, just catch it.
The butterfly you must catch.
Pleasures me much to catch the butterfly.
That's a good shirt we should release on a campaign for. It pleasures me much to catch the butterfly.
Someone did have the idea of making a shirt that says that would be a neat shirt to have, or that'd be a fun
shirt to have. Was that Anya?
Maybe that was.
Didn't
Anya.
she? Yeah, she sent us like a picture she made, like photoshopped one.
Dude, I had a good idea today. I mean, let's face it, I have good ideas most days.
Yeah.
But
I have good ideas about once a month.
Someone wrote a New Jersey joke to us on Twitter, and Anya wrote in, someone wrote a joke about Poland, New Jersey, and Anya wrote, that was the original New Jersey, which is where the joke came from.
Right.
And I thought, first of all, I thought Anya would probably win Metal Up Your Podcast trivia.
Yeah.
And then I thought, what if we had Metal Up Your Podcast trivia?
Ooh.
So trivia based on like the inside jokes, the episodes, the joke where the fucking church giggles happened. Deep trivia. What episode was the second round of church giggles? Do you know?
The first one was the new set episode.
What was the second one?
The second one...
It was not long after.
It wasn't.
In fact, I believe it was the very next one.
Didn't it start... Like, the episode started with us laughing.
It's the Fleming Rasmussen episode.
Is it? Okay.
It'd be that kind of trivia.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Like Paul...
That'd be the thing where you get someone on the phone, obviously, and...
Well, it would be interesting for people to, like... We need people to stand up and raise their hand and say, I want to be in that trivia.
Right,
I
yeah.
can hang.
Yeah.
And then we
Anya
maybe
can
pick
hang.
them, and then we get them on the phone and do some Metal Up Your Podcast trivia.
That'd be fun.
All right.
That would be a fun episode to have.
That would be a neat episode to record.
It would. All right, so Through the Never Ends, I'm still keeping the bar high here on the level of energy. Ride the Lightning.
Yeah.
With strings would just be amazing.
We're covering a lot of similar ground.
I'm sure we are. So still keeping it up. Ride the Lightning, I think, would be great. I mean, the solo in that song we've talked about before on the episode is incredible by Kirk, with some string arrangements behind it, timpanis, oboes. Lord knows what the possibilities are.
Well, it's endless.
Endless. Moving from there into my favorite Black Album track, kind of bringing it down a notch. My Friend in Misery.
Okay. Oh fuck.
I know I put this on the first one.
Can't believe
for
I
sure.
left that out.
For
Shit.
sure. Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Do you? Is it?
Did it? My friend, I mean...
It would be fucking killer.
It'd be epic. It'd be so epic. That song is just, to me, so beautiful already, but having these beautiful orchestral arrangements behind it would be...
Yeah. In the choruses.
I mean, got that, or I mean, even just the, the volume swell part when
Bow jigga digga it bow near near.
Jibbing out and squeeding the squad. Oh, sorry, I thought we were scatting.
We are.
Scattered a bit.
Did Ella Fitzgerald just walk up in this bitch?
Did Count Basie walk in? Did he scat? I don't know.
No clue.
Sure.
I'll fail the jazz trivia.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
Welcome to Melvin Podcast Jazz Trivia. So My Friend in Misery, I think, kind of takes it down a notch, a little mid-tempo, borderline ballad, I guess. It's heavy in parts, but going from that to one of the songs that I cannot believe was not on the first one, Fade to Black.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that song ends, and all of a sudden, crowd's waiting for the next part, and then just you have that beautiful part on the actual album version. It's that kind of comes in before James starts playing.
Mm-hmm.
If there was some big build-up by the orchestra,
a crescendo,
if you will, and you did,
and I am,
and you always will be,
and I
will always love you. Oboes and timpanis.
Guys, hear me out. I'm
listening. Go.
Oboe solo.
Oboe solo. You know how Kirk does the intro solo? No. Oboe solo.
Just hear me out. Oboe solo.
I don't even know what oboe sounds like, really.
It's a reed instrument. No, that sounds like a muted trumpet.
Yeah, it does.
An oboe is a lilting, beautiful melodic instrument.
I know what it looks like when they hold it. It's like you're holding a big pipe.
That's a bong. That's your.
Oh, right, man.
I forgot about that.
Totally, dude.
I'm so stoned. I have a balloon in my butt.
I want a burrito, bro. Isn't oboe? It's like it kind of goes up like this. Just a little smaller mouthpiece.
It's a reed instrument. You blow it through a reed.
Sure.
Yes, Jaith.
But off of it, isn't it like a small thing that comes out and then into your mouth?
I believe
kind of hold
so.
it like this.
I believe
you
so,
listening,
yes.
You can't see what I'm doing with my hands right now, but
The
it's
YouTubers can.
Impeccable. Look, I'm playing an oboe right now.
You keep wanting to do a muted trumpet sound for an oboe. An oboe is a very smooth, long note, legato instrument, and it's not super bassy. It's like a mid-range instrument.
Okay.
It's not a magic trick, Dad.
No, I thought you were doing the final countdown.
I know I was doing an Arrested Development Job. Tricks are what whores do for money, Dad. This is an illusion.
It's an illusion, Michael. Okay. Fade to Black. Then we get into similar kind of intro as far as guitar goes, but one that I think would be so good with an orchestra, The Day That Never Comes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would just be awesome. I'm not quite sure what they would do with the whole outro thrashy part, but they did it with battery.
And with one.
Right, they did it with one.
They would just do it.
They would just fucking play their shit. That
Yeah.
oboe player would be like, fuck it, we're doing
But
it.
that Paul McCartney, Maybe I'm Amazed, like that ba 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 ba.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be sick.
That would be epic.
What's the kind of tapping thing that they do? And
it's similar to the Am I Evil thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. Let's see if the oboe player can hang with that.
Okay. And what would be even cooler is if they did your reggae version of it.
Well, obviously. Well, ideally, I would get an email from Q Prime that said, "Hey, love the podcast.
Love the pod.
Love the pod, the PC.
Hey, Cliff Bernstein here. Peter Minch is also online. Listen, love the pod.
Love the pod. Love what you're doing. Bringing great awareness to the band, more than they even expected.
This has been the best press we've gotten since fucking Raven took us on tour.
I mean, we get weekly press from you guys and more. We would love if old E. Luck and C. Wells would like to open the show.
If E. Lucky and C. Money
E. Luck and C. Money
want to come do a 7-hour opening slot
in the parking lot.
In the parking lot of a different venue.
Yeah.
We would really love it.
We'll be at the Oracle Arena in Oakland.
We'll be at Webster Hall in New York City.
Yeah,
No big deal.
We'll call it an opening slot.
Right.
So we'll live stream it to MySpace.
Don't call it a comeback. We'll call it an opening slot.
We've been here for years.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm still tracking with you on this set list, E Money.
Hey, C Money.
Although I can't remember the last song you said.
Day That Never Comes.
Day That Never Comes, correct.
I think that would just be epic. There's so many parts in that song. It's a good peak and valley kind of song, and then the end is just like
absolutely
take you to outer space.
If I would say of the Death Magnetic, of what Death Magnetic has to offer, that's the clear winner. Arguments could be made for, if we're going to still remain delicate, of course, Unforgiven 3, which I have something to say about that later when I read my list. And I could see for a barn burner, My Apocalypse.
Yeah. I do have other Death Magnetic stuff in the second half.
Oh,
interesting.
Color me. Pleases me, it does to
Very
hear this.
interesting, Mr. Bond.
I bide my time. I bide my time.
And with that, I will give you my final track for Disc 1 with the warmest regards.
Please.
I'm going to end the first disc. I like to imagine they take an intermission here.
They do. They will. They have. They can.
Ending the first one with the Unforgiven.
Ooh, I do not see where you're going with that. But okay.
Okay. I'm trying to hold a straight face here.
I'm serious.
Ending with the Unforgiven.
I'm shocked because I thought you had other plans.
No, that's my plan. End with the Unforgiven. It's a shocker. They're like, oh my God. This
now do that muted trumpet sound. No.
I think everyone would be like, oh my God. And they do that whole song. Of course, you know.
Will there be shitting?
Oh, so much. They're gonna hand out Depends at the door.
Guess who is one of the main sponsors of the fucking show?
Pampers.
The Way Your Crap toilet.
Oh, yeah. Well, Cliff Bernstein requested that we play that at the opening slot in New York.
Hey, guys, just spoiler alert, we're only going to tell you one song we're going to do. We're going to end the main set with The Unforgiven. Please do not crap your pants. We have all the stalls have been luxuriously outfitted with state-of-the-art V1 beta-tested Way Your Crap toilets. See what's going on down there. See how much it weighs.
Yeah. See how much shit you just lost after they played The Unforgiven.
Get a little bit of info about what's going on downtown.
A lot of info in the intermission.
Yeah.
In the bathroom department.
A lot of weighing data.
So much data. You can and it's in beta testing still, but we're working on a little receipt thing that prints out that gives you all the data in grave detail.
And you can turn that in at Chuck E. Cheese and get a teddy bear.
Yep. Or some breadsticks.
So look, go play some skee ball. Go play some X-Men in the arcade.
Yeah.
Go weigh your crap. At the end, turn your ticket in. Get a big life-size fucking Care Bear.
And we've just confused all of our listeners.
Well, they're on the ride.
Okay, so I know it's bold, but I would end the first disc with The Unforgiven.
Okay. Well, I'm interested to see what you're going to do with that.
I know you are. All right, let's hear your first disc.
Now, we have some overlap here, Ethan. But I'm also quite pleased to say I have a few more surprises than you did.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's better or more interesting or anything like that, but just a few more surprises, just as matters of fact.
I'm down.
Because one of the things that we did is we did want to say no songs that were already on S&M.
Right.
We wanted this to be a fresh list. Now, having said that, I do have one overlap.
Because this would be a really short episode if it was like, okay, it's the 21 songs they did.
Plus 2
5,
more.
Yeah, 4, whatever.
Which was clearly going to be I Disappear and
Lords of Summer.
Yeah. Okay, so like you, to me it's just and for some of these I sort of followed the dynamic template of S&M.
I started to do that, and then I kind of just went off into left field.
And I do that too, but it's a good place starter. So
let me ask you this: does yours start off with Ecstasy of Gold too?
Of course it does.
No way.
I took a chance.
Dude, we matched on the first one. Sick.
We are fist bumping. We've never done that. This is our first fist bump.
Episode 116, our first fist bump. Remember that for future trivia.
So, pardon me.
You are pardoned.
I also think it's just a no-brainer to open up with an instrumental. It sets a tone.
Yeah.
We haven't heard from Jimmy James Het, Squire Het, Senior, Junior yet. And it's going to come down to Suicide and Redemption, To Live Is to Die, or Orion. The clear winner is Orion.
It is.
For those of you who would be like, I don't know about that, I'm going to point you to the end credits of One Through the Never, in which the boys play Orion to an empty arena, and it's the fucking tits.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that phrase?
It's amazing. Yeah.
I heard the song Girls, Girls, Girls today after I dropped my daughter off at school, and I thought,
I don't want my daughter to ever hear this.
Here's some thoughts. Can I just give you a sort of brief litany of my thoughts?
Let's do a quick little Motley Crue tangent.
I thought, I do not like this band. And then I thought, why is that, though? And I thought, I just do not like Vince Neil. His whiny little shitty voice.
Not a great voice.
Like, Nikki Sixx, pretty cool. Mick Mars, real cool.
Tommy Lee, great drummer.
Tommy Lee, super cool.
Yeah.
Like, so I thought, well, I like all the band, except for that fucking guy. And I don't like the songs very much.
Is it because he's blonde?
No, I like blonde people.
Okay.
I like Sebastian. I like... pleases me, does one Sebastian Bach, yes. I bide my time.
It is with great pleasure to reveal that I love Sebastian Bach.
I remember you, yes. Monkey Business,
18 and Life.
Yes. Ricky was a young boy. Yes, he was.
He had a heart of stone.
We are the youth gone wild, yes.
Just getting into some monkey business. That's a great record. Slave to the Grind is a great record.
Dude, I love it.
It's so good.
I think fucking Skid Row blows Motley Crue out of the fucking water.
I think so too.
So the song Girls Goes... So first of all, I'm just immediately like, his voice is just in my fucking eyeball like a pickaxe. And then I thought, this song is so misogynistic and stupid. And
there's catcalling on the recording.
Hey, Tommy, look at this.
Where, Vince, where?
Well, like... Now what? Now what are you going to do? Just go hump her until you fucking die?
It's so weird. The 80s were a weird time.
It was, and they're not... I'm not saying that bands that I love weren't also... I mean, Kiss has a song called Christine 16, okay? I'm well aware. No one fucking write in about that. I'm just telling...
Winger wrote 17.
She's only 17.
Daddy says she's too young, but you know what? Daddy's right. You don't say she's old enough for me. Hey, all you listeners with children out there, if some dude shows up at your daughter's or at your door to take your daughter out, and he's 29 years old and she's 17, and that guy says, "Don't worry, Dad, she's old enough for me."
Oh, thank goodness you have a fucking
beat his ass on the front yard.
Yeah, you have a fucking mullet and a too tight leather jacket, and you're a total fucking creep. And your teeth are too white. Your teeth and your smile are too beautiful.
Too much.
Sorry, did you just get done fucking videoing a Colgate commercial?
Yeah, get out of here.
Fuck that.
You need to get off my property.
It's cool, Dad. I'm just gonna fuck her on a car. What?
What? No, you're not, son.
No, you're not. You bad. I'm gonna fucking go to jail for killing you.
Yeah. That's what's going to happen.
So, yeah, just girls. Battle down at the Sunset Strip. I just thought,
It's just them talking about strip clubs.
Just fuck them. They're gross.
It's gross. Do you have any desire to watch that new biopic coming out about them?
I do. I heard it's total shit, but I read The Dirt.
Yeah. I'm probably going to watch it.
I'll watch it. I like Nikki Sixx. I think Kickstart My Heart's cool. I love the song Home Sweet Home.
Oh yeah.
I like Dr. Feelgood. Like, it's just okay. When you stack that against Guns N' fucking Roses,
of course,
and Metallica,
there's no question.
Or even bands that might seem silly, but like Def Leppard, like High and Dry Def Leppard,
right?
Or even the Mutt Lange shit.
Yeah.
So just take some big 80s rock bands. Van Halen, AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, Metallica.
Yeah.
Fuck a bunch of bullshit Motley Crue.
Well, I think a lot of their success too was, yes, they had catchy songs and big sounding records and stuff, but a lot of their hype was like what the Dirt talks about. It's all like the excess and like they were the hardest partying band out there. It's like great. Metallica partied hard, but like they still brought it in a different way. Like they didn't have to write songs about.
It just wasn't the schlocky
all
sucking
the strip
and
clubs we went to.
That's just a bunch of sucking and fucking bullshit.
I mean, they were playing the game of that era.
Truly words never spoken in HQ.
I mean? But that's what it was. I mean, back then it's like this is what sells.
They didn't have to write that shit.
But they lived that life. So
yeah,
I mean, I'll give them that. Like they wrote what they lived.
That's a good point. I mean, I guess for them that was their truth.
It wasn't like they were these like good Christian boys that were like going to church every Sunday.
Striper.
They weren't striper, but like. I mean, these dudes were going out to strip clubs every night.
With the devil.
Oz Fox, man. Good
Anyway, that's a brief tangent. I know that we have listeners out there that fucking love Motley Crue. Whatever. I'm not trying to offend you. That's just my personal feeling.
To me, Motley Crue,
it's not aging well.
I'll listen to the greatest hits, and I'm cool.
Yeah,
I'm not going to go into a deep dive into some of the records, but I think like some of that's like Too Young to Fall in Love, the early '80s stuff. I thought was really cool.
I love Shout at the Devil.
I'm too young to fall in love. Too young. Is that good, Vince?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Goes on when the Sunset Strip. Yeah. I killed a guy.
He did.
He killed a guy.
He drove.
Talk about some goddamn fucking nepotism.
Talk about a lucky ass life. You drove hammered down whatever Hollywood Boulevard or something.
The Sunset Strip.
Sunset Strip. At like 95 miles an hour and killed somebody in your car and didn't go to jail.
Ace Frehley got fired from Kiss multiple times, squandered being in one of the coolest bands of all time, spent most of his 20s and 30s in a drunken stupor, and crashed his car into a lighting pole going 1,000,000 miles an hour, and then wrote a tell-all book, an autobiographical book entitled No Regrets.
No regrets.
Not one.
Not one?
Not a single regret.
I think you
can't remember half of your adult life. Not a single regret.
I think people sometimes will say I have no regrets when they've gotten away with a lot of stuff.
Right.
If you got caught and got punished, you might have a regret.
It's almost like, it's almost too like the guy saying no regrets. Look out for that guy.
Yeah.
Because I've not done any of those. I've not killed a guy with my car.
I've definitely not done
And if you were to ask me, do you have regrets in your life? I'd be like, yeah.
Right.
Well, you can't take it back, and your experiences are the sum total of who you are and all that stupid poetic shit.
Sure.
But you can regret things and be like, I should have done that differently.
Of course, yeah. Well, and I think it's
I shouldn't have swallowed that balloon in Mexico.
Totally.
And then
have you passed it yet?
No, it's been 18 years and it's still up there somewhere.
Well,
I think it's in my left lung.
It might be why you're having sinus issues.
Every time I cough, I have this sort of psychedelic 10-minute.
I hear like a balloon, like you can make a balloon whistle when you pull the end. Once
I know that sound.
That's what you sound like sometimes right now because it's just sinus.
You can hear it
issues.
just coming out.
When you sneeze, I hear like this kind of high pitched. I did the trumpet thing again. I know.
Every sound to you is this a muted trumpet.
Dude, that one Metallica riff that goes.
Dude, I made a wish and flipped a penny into the Grand Canyon. Guess what it sounded like? Okay, so Orion. I think that's where we're at. Is Orion?
we're at your first or second track.
Now, following the template of the original S&M, when they go straight into puppets, which I love puppets that early in the set.
Yeah, me too.
Super bitchin'. But this is a little bit of an overlap. You also had the song. We end Orion with ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum,
Ooh.
ba-bum, into Lightning. Titular track from Ride the Lightning.
That's a good 1-2 punch there.
A good long kind of progressive thrash burner. And I would love to hear that, like especially those doing ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. It's just like, and then the guitar solo. Dude, we're going to replace the violas. We're going to replace the oboes. We're going to replace the bassoons. We're going to replace the fucking French horns, all with muted trumpet.
Also, we're going to add Ethan to the orchestra with just a microphone.
We're going to clone Ethan. We're going to Elon Musk involved. Clone Ethan. 17.
Right.
We're going to get rid of. Here are the other things we have to get rid of, unfortunately. James Hetfield.
It's a bummer.
Robert Trujillo.
Yeah.
Lars Ulrich. Kirk Hammett.
Yeah.
And the composer guy.
But Ron McGovney said he'd do it.
But Ron's in. Yeah.
Ron's in. Yeah.
He's going to come all the way there from North Carolina. So, from Ride the Lightning, another song you had on your list, but not in this slot, where the boys did of Wolf and Man, Black Album deep cut. I have Through the Never.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Because I agree with you. That would be fucking killer to see with an orchestra.
It would, yeah. Absolutely.
After that, I started to veer off a little bit, whereas they did the thing that should not be. It's time to get a hardwired tune. It's time to get some fresh meat up in this bitch. And I went with Moth and the Flame.
Okay.
So at this point, we have Orion, Through the Never, and Moth all overlap. We already have
in the exact same slots.
Not in the same slots, but I'm just saying in set one, there's quite a bit of overlap already. After Moth, the boys went into Fuel, and I thought, I do want to keep it in Reload Sauce.
Oh, okay.
I considered leaving Fuel in, to be honest with you, because I just think it's a great song, and it's great for this gig, and the version of Fuel is so
rules,
good.
though.
I don't want to break rules. I'm not, hey, baby, be cool, my baby.
I don't want you to regret this.
Be cool, my babies.
Everyone be cool.
And I went with one that I know is going to piss off Tom Quee and maybe a lot of people. I went with Grammy Award winning Better Than You, bitch.
Ooh, I almost put that in.
Exactly. I can already hear the muted trumpet.
Oh, yeah.
The muted trumpet's doing the creepy devil voice. Better than you. But dude, it would be cool to hear like all the oh, can't stop the train from rolling.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be fun to hear with strings.
Absolutely.
Plus, you know what? It won a Grammy, deserved or not. Why not play it?
Yeah.
They've never played it. They've never played that song.
That's crazy.
They never played it on some award show.
Crazy sauce.
They've played it like in the tuning room once around the World Magnetic Time.
And to me, I mean, that chorus is heavy. I
think Better Than You is fucking. Everyone knows that I love that song.
I love that song.
Literally everyone.
Everyone in this room.
After that, even though we just played a hardwired song, I wanted to bring it down. I wanted to get delicate.
I know it's coming.
Take a guess.
Halo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Well, that's kind of the only down song on Hardwired, I think.
I guess you could put Dream No More in there.
Yeah, that's kind of more like the thing that should not be.
But yeah, you're right.
It's real heavy.
I mean, Am I Savage and Here Comes Revenge have
moments. Yeah.
Moments. But you're right. Hello Fire kind of is the only ballady.
Yeah.
And, you know, we took a poll on Twitter, and we were going to read all that shit, but let's just not do that. But that's the number one. Not the number one. It's the one most people voted on.
Yeah, I mean,
in fact, you want to dip into the poll real quick?
To me, I think that one makes the most sense.
So one of the cool ways that you can get involved with us on the social medias is we even did this with which Metallica records to do a listen through commentary episode on. We let the fans decide. So this was interesting. We put it out there, and I just did this like 2 hours ago, right before I came over here, to see which song. So they only let you put 4 choices.
Yeah.
So out of Moth, Halo, Dream No More, and Spit.
Yeah,
Let's hear what the poll results.
So we have almost 100 votes, 97 votes in just a few hours. Halo and Fire won, 47%, almost half the people. Followed by Dream No More at 25%, Moth and Flame 19%, Spit Out the Bone 9%.
Yeah, people don't seem to be interested in that.
I didn't put it on my list.
It's not on my list either.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
So I think Halo and Fire would be great, and just that. Oh
my God, that would be.
In the darkness, say goodnight. It is say. Is it say goodbye or say goodnight? Someone's gonna write in. Don't do it. And here's where I did break a rule, and I broke it because I think it's cool and I like it, and it brings up a talking point I want to have on the show with you,
rule
my homie,
did you
Ethan Luck,
break?
The Gimp Keeper, which is what I call you now, the Gimp Master.
He's behind you.
He's
still.
behind
Yeah,
you.
he's still behind you.
He's right behind me.
See him. He's breathing, and your hair is moving a little bit.
That literally gave me chills. That literally just gave me
Did
chills.
it really?
I have no leaf clover because I think it's awesome. I have to sneeze.
Go for it. Bless you, child.
Damn.
Bless you.
Pleases me it does to sneeze.
Relief it gives me.
Now here's the thing, and this got me thinking.
What number is this for you?
This is number after
This is
Ecstasy,
9?
Including Ecstasy or not?
Yeah, Ecstasy is number 1 for me.
It's 8.
Okay.
Now, they played this at the top of the North American Worldwide Tour.
They did.
Kind of out of the blue,
Loved
and what
it.
we thought at the time was a wild card rotating slot.
Yeah.
As we all know from all you Metal Tales listeners out there and all you black ticket holding, all you motherfuckers out there, all you people whose burritos I've been stealing and eating, it got a lot less adventurous. Now, why did they play that song, and why was it so tight and badass?
It was awesome.
Because they were rehearsing
Rehearsing.
because they knew they were doing this fucking gig, and they were sleeping on it.
Oh, my God.
Now, that same point is going to come up again.
Oh.
A little later. So that's the sound of
I'm
titillation.
getting excited
That
for-
is the sound of one who's been titillated. After No Leaf Clover, we all know how that's going to go. It's going to be a fucking barn burner.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
After that, Like You, not in the same slot, but Like You in the first set, I have The Day That Never Comes.
Yes.
Let's get some Death Magnetic flavor in this bitch.
No, that's in the same slot.
Are you serious?
Fist bump?
Holy shit. Let's just start fist bumping.
Look at the YouTubers watching us.
They're loving
We're
it.
holding it right now.
They're shitting in a crap weighing toilet right now. We already talked about that. Now, I got 2 wild cards in a row.
Okay.
After Day That Never Comes, can you guess what? You want to take a guess at this is a super duper wild card.
So this will be number 10?
Yes.
So this is your last of the...
No, am I wrong? Am I fucked up on this?
How many do you have total? It should be 21 total, including Ecstasy.
I didn't number them.
I did. Do you regret not numbering
Damn
them?
it.
It's okay.
All right, I'm going to make an audible and just take one of these out. But I'm going to keep...
Or just end it at where...
Fuck it. It's who cares?
Intermission.
This is fantasy. Sorry.
Exactly.
I added one. Sorry. After Day That Never Comes, I wanted to give some love to Saint Anger.
Oh, I was so close to doing this.
I just wanted to because it's a shame that we all know how spiritually significant the record was.
Right.
And we also know why it doesn't stack up. We know.
Sure.
Even you out there, and I'm talking to you, Tom Quee, you motherfucker. Even you guys know it doesn't stack up.
Right.
Now, it may be important to you. It maybe hit you at a time in your life. You may still listen to it from time to time.
Might be your first record you heard.
But you know that it doesn't hold a fucking candle to Creeping Death or Master of Puppets
If it did,
or
they
Enter
would-
Sandman. We all know.
If it did, they would play those songs live.
Now, having said that, I do want to see some love. And so I had to think.
Can I take a wild guess in what song you chose?
Yes. By the way, there's another one later.
Oh, my gosh.
So.
OMG.
Choose wisely.
I am going to take a wild guess and say that you chose... I feel like it'd be easy to say The Unnamed Feeling.
Okay.
But I think you chose Dirty Window.
I did choose Dirty Window.
For this slot?
I did.
Got it.
I did. I just think it'd be cool. It'd be fun. I don't think they'd play it with the same tone.
Yeah.
I think they'd be the kind of current, nice, Fiddleman-esque, saturated, great tone, normal snare.
Right.
And the aggression in that song would be cool to hear juxtaposed with the beauty of a symphony.
Sure.
Did I just write a poem?
I think you did.
Am I the new poet laureate for the United States 2019?
You're the new Vince Neil.
So
is that what's capping off the first half?
No, I got one more.
Oh, that's right. You have an extra one.
I got one more.
Okay.
And I wanted to go out with a barn burner. You kind of went out with a ballad, Unforgiven.
I did.
Which I don't think was a bad idea. They went the original one. They did Bleeding Me.
Yeah.
To end the first set. Sorry.
Do you want some Kleenex or something?
I'm just using my denim jacket. Dude,
mean,
this is rock and roll, man. I think this is the first time I put nose liquid on the...
You think Clint's ever washed that jacket? Hell no. I've been wearing this jacket every day since like October.
I've been wearing the same clothes since 2006. So...
Yeah.
I went with Damage Inc.
Ooh.
So it's got that kind of battery feel.
I don't have that.
Which battery is what they ended the whole show with.
They did, yeah.
So it's kind of got the battery, classic thrash, as we all know, the barn burner ending of Master of Puppets, but it's got that great swelly intro.
Oh yeah, it's
That
beautiful.
great Cliff Burton layered thing. And then I love the idea of James whispering the hook, Damage Incorporated. I just think that would be super fun. Exactly.
Yeah, you can do mouth trumpet for
so
that.
there we go. They burn the whole fucking place down. They burn the whole planet down. We now have been lifted off on a spaceship. We're heading towards Mars, where we'll have to ride out the rest of our days and hope that the human species can survive on the red planet.
And hopefully they make a U-turn so we can go back and watch the second set.
Your second set, yes.
Yes.
So let's get into your
Hopefully
second
mine.
set.
Okay. So they ended the first one with Unforgiven. Everyone's like, "Holy shit!" They did Unforgiven finally for S&M. Everyone wished it was on the first one. It seemed like a no-brainer. Lights go down.
Okay, I'm with you.
Everyone's weighed their crap. They're back in their seats. They feel lighter.
They have their receipt.
What's going to happen on the second half? Then all of a sudden you hear Unforgiven 2.
I was about to say, is that the ferry leaving for Staten Island?
That was the ferry leaving for Alcatraz.
Because during the intermission, we all go do a tour of Alcatraz.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a 20-minute tour. I've been there.
I'm thinking of Phil Hartman in So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Oh, rest in peace.
I know. You remember what scene I'm talking about?
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
He's like, he's like, my name is blah, 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 but everyone here calls me Vicky. You don't remember that?
I kind of vaguely, yeah.
Let's put that in. Great Phil Hartman scene. Now, okay, so I'm with you. So Unforgiven 2.
So they come out. Everyone's already blown away. They did Unforgiven. They added it to the new set. Come back from intermission, and then it's Unforgiven 2. And it's like, holy shit, they did it. Here's where I complete what I did in the first one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's like losing their minds already. They've all shit their pants again.
Right.
And then beautiful piano, some French horns, some strings, Unforgiven 3.
Yeah.
Last time, I think I had it further down the set where I had the trilogy.
Right, together.
Yeah. So I split it up a little bit, but I think coming back, Unforgiven 2 and Unforgiven 3 for the second set.
Cool. See, that brings to my second point. They also played the Unforgiven 3 early in the tour.
They did.
In the wild card slot. And we played the whole, so they released the Met on Tour video of that where they kind of have Greg Fiddleman's folks remix it and shit.
Right.
And it sounded real tight.
Really good.
So again, I think that they knew...
This is a good theory.
I think we're going to see Unforgiven 3 on September 6th.
I hope so.
Okay.
I mean, there's already string arrangements on it.
Right.
On the actual recording on Death Magnetic. So I'm in.
Okay. Moving along.
So we come back in with that. We instantly jump to fucking 11, Blackened.
Oh, Blackened! I left it off. Fuck.
Blackened is next.
God. Killer. Love it.
Yeah, we're going.
So they're going to do that intro for real, not a tape.
So the whole backwards intro that's on Injustice for All.
Jesus, I can't believe I left that off.
The orchestra is going to recreate that. All that stuff. It's going to be amazing.
I love it.
From there, gives more Death Magnetic love.
Okay.
End of the line.
Okay, cool.
You know, I think that'd be awesome. End of the line, and then we go into because we had on the first one it was not Leper Messiah, a Thing That Should Not Be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking like slower, heavy, sludgier one. We had Sabbath True, Dream No More.
Okay, love it.
Going back to Hardwired, I think that one, especially the chorus, "You turn to stone," orchestra behind it would be really cool.
Love it.
You're gonna love this next one.
Okay.
Carpe Diem, Baby.
What? Ooh, people are mad at you right now.
They are.
They are not me though.
So I listened to a bunch of load and reload tracks today while making this, and that one in particular, I could just hear a beautiful orchestral arrangement behind it. But the chorus to me like begs for it.
I love it. I would love to hear that.
Yeah.
Good choice, my friend.
Thank you. Then we get what was the most popular on Twitter, Halo on Fire.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of going from like super heavy Dream No More, kind of mid-tempo Carpe Diem, baby. Halo and Fire's kind of ballad mid-tempo territory. I think Halo and Fire, I mean, I'm sure that, I guarantee that's going to be one of the ones they do. That has to be.
It's curious because if they're already doing 20 songs, how many more can they add before the show's just too fucking long? And then are they going to try to do like, is it going to be Hardwired heavy, or is it going to be one Saint Anger, one Death Magnetic, two Hardwired? And if they do two Hardwireds,
what about Sweet Amber though?
I think they're definitely going to do Moth. Now
I think so. I could see Moth and Halo,
or Moth and the song Hardwired. They did Hardwired acoustic at the Bridge School benefit.
That's true.
It is the title track of their new record, Newish. Are you looking up to see if the Outlaw Torn?
No. The Outlaw Torn. Shit, it was on the front. No, I was just rereading the statement that came out today about this show. Here's my only question about the statement.
Yes.
They don't specifically say we're going to do these 20 songs.
What? Read it again. Maybe I'm wrong.
It says that the S&M2 concert will feature the first live performances of these arrangements in 20 years.
Oh.
They don't say we're going to do all the ones that Michael did. So I'm wondering if they're going to.
You know what? That makes sense because
let's say they pick 10 from the first one. They're going to do Enter Sandman.
Because let's think about it. They're not going to do Devil's Dance or Minus Human.
Right.
No fucking way.
Definitely not Minus Human.
So you're right. So I've had this wrong. Everyone has been so mad at me this whole episode. All right.
Well, hopefully they haven't emailed you yet.
Oh.
But I think there's going to be more
right.
newer songs than we think.
That makes
or maybe
way more sense.
Older songs. I mean, they talked about, what does it say here? It says
songs since S&M came out, right?
Yeah, symphony renditions of songs written and released since the original S&M with new orchestral parts. But that doesn't mean they couldn't do The Unforgiven.
Yeah,
you know, I think they're just saying basically we're going to include stuff post S&M, Death Magnetic, Hardwired, maybe Saint Anger. Who knows?
I just can't. I can't imagine they're not going to represent that record. You know, it's a song they do a lot, and by the way, spoiler alert, it's not on my list, but they do the song All Within My Hands. They just did it at that auction show.
Oh yeah,
no, they just did it at that
yeah.
All Within My Hands Foundation gig.
Yeah, totally.
You know what else they did, and it's also not on my list, is a pretty bitchin' version of Disposable Heroes.
Yep, they totally did. It's not on my list either.
Are any covers on your list?
No.
You think they might do any covers? When a Blind Man Cries.
I mean,
Remember Tomorrow.
They'd be pulling out some, a Maiden cover. They'd be pulling out some deep cuts.
Turn the Page. That's not a deep cut.
Turn the Page. I mean, that was a hit for them. I mean,
Whiskey.
They could do either of those for sure. I can't wait for September.
All right, let's keep going.
Okay, so Halo and Fire, and then kind of bring it back down again. We got this little slump. I'm gonna call it. It's not a bad thing. Mama Said.
Love it.
I think that'd be great.
They bring me out to sing lead vocal?
Yeah, that's the first note I have.
Right.
Yeah, Clint comes out from stage right
in nothing but a golden cape.
See, I had a golden robe, but
right, a robe is kind of cape-like.
It's a cape with sleeves.
Yes, it's a cape that you can sleep in.
Exactly. So Mama Said, and then going into what is another obvious choice that should have been on the first one. I'm surprised it wasn't Sanitarium. So this is where we're kind of dipping down right before the crescendo of the end, because the first one they ended with Batteries.
So some might say maybe a little sleepy 10 minutes.
Maybe. I mean,
although Sanitarium rocks.
Well, it's the
one thing about Mama Said into Sanitarium.
Right. Well, because I mean, here's the thing: you've got Halo and Fire that is the Sanitarium kind of format. It's like kind of ballady into. It goes into this whole big thing at the end. Then comes down Mama Said. It's very, very tender song.
Maybe just James and orchestra.
That'd be cool.
Right.
Maybe a pedal steel player. Maybe Ethan Luck on lap steel. You never know what could happen. So Sanitarium ramps up to the kind of, it's not thrashy, but it's a big kind of heavy part at the end. Great solo by Kirk. Comes down. Maybe the crowd's like, okay, we're probably at the end of the set. They probably got one more in them. There's no way they're going to do another instrumental.
Oh, shit.
To Live Is To Die.
I love it.
And instead of the drums and nylon string guitar, the orchestra is doing the whole... Exactly.
Love it.
And then they come in.
Ding ding. There's a gimp here.
I
Right
love
behind
oboes.
me. Man, I love it. That's brazen. It's a brazen decision.
So there's one left on my list.
Yeah.
That was not on the first one that I'm having the boys end with. Can you guess it?
I believe I can.
Okay. I'd be shocked if it's not on your list.
I believe it's also the last song on my list.
Well, you gave away the end of yours.
Creeping Death.
Exactly. The end with Creeping Death.
Love it.
I mean, yeah.
How did they not put Creeping Death on the first record?
How did they not do the Unforgiven?
Well, I can tell you why, actually, because they were real excited about Load and Reload and wanted to put a bunch of those on there.
Yeah.
Outlaw Torn, fucking Bleeding Me, Hero of the Day, Until It Sleeps, Devil's Dance, Minus Human, the new tune.
Human.
So they had to put the two new tunes, No Leaf Clover, Minus Human, you know? And then they had to get the Black Album in there, Enter Sandman, Rome, Sad, Nothing Else Matters.
Right.
Of Wolf and Man probably could have gone. Probably Creeping Death instead of Of Wolf and Man.
But why
did they play Of Wolf and Man?
But that ended up being a highlight of that first
I love
one.
it. But when you think about conceptually, why did they play the thing that should not be?
I wonder if a lot of it had to do with Michael Kamen, and maybe he listened to their whole catalog and was like,
maybe Michael came in.
He might have come in and
Michael Kamen came in.
Michael Kamen came in the room. No, but there might have been some dialogue like, hey, by the way, guys, I was listening to Master of Puppets, and the thing that should not be
is really neat.
I think I have a great idea for arrangement.
Don't sing the last verse.
Right. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe there was that kind of talk involved where Michael came and had some input.
Well, and also famously, like we've seen the songs that were rejected: "Fight Fire," "Fade to Black," "Wasting My Hate," "Low Man's Lyric." You know, there were songs that they tried that didn't work. Obviously, this I guess didn't work.
One track that I did exclude. It was the last thing I had pulled off the list before I finalized it. I had the song "Saint Anger" on there.
You did?
I did, yeah.
So you're feeling some of that.
I pulled it off, yeah.
I am now looking at my list and realizing I don't have anything from Justice on my list.
Really?
You only had Blackened. And To Live Is to Die. Yeah, that's true.
I almost had Short of Straw. All right.
I'm not feeling great about that. I'm not feeling great suddenly about this list.
You haven't been feeling great this whole episode. Your sinuses are acting
I
up.
hope they don't play my set. Now, having said that, here's my second.
Let's hear your side B.
So they come back out, and just to get the party started on a Saturday night, which, by the way,
get it started.
I want to say thanks to our friend Dan Cantor, who came to town, Bridgestone Arena with Julia Michaels. He got my wife and I tickets to see him and Pink. And let me just say this. It was no joke.
I've seen some footage, and it looks like she flies around the entire arena, like more than
a lot of flying,
more than John Bon Jovi. Ever
exactly,
did.
Like when Michael Jackson flew off on a rocket ship on the Dangerous tour. It's like way more than that.
That's crazy. She also showed up at fucking Tootsie's after the show and sang with the local band.
Yeah, that made big news.
That's crazy. I mean, but that also goes to show that she's a very gifted singer.
She was just a consummate professional, and the show was so athletic, and her songs were great. It was sold out. Dan was so great with Julia. I kind of follow her more than Pink just because I'm in the songwriting world.
Sure,
She's a banging songwriter. Really great moment in Julia's set where her and Dan came up front and did a medley of all her hits for other people.
That's cool. That's an interesting choice to do. But it's all
cool.
songs that people know, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was really cool. And you could tell the people around us were recognizing them. And during the Pink set, Dan came and sat with my wife and I, and we got to hang out and talk. And just super sweet dude, cool dude.
That's so cool.
I also got to hang out with Gene Froman up in New York somewhere, and we played Staten Island somewhere.
Oh, nice. Gene's awesome. Yeah, we hung out in New York too.
Yeah. So just wanted to give a shout out to those people before we jump into this. So
what up, Gene?
We're getting the party started with Fade to Black.
Ooh.
We're coming back in. To me, it's a glaring omission from set one.
Oh, that's a great intro. The second one,
a glaring omission from S&M1, I should say.
Yeah.
And then a little Death Magnetic deep cut love, because the thrashy part of I know what you're going to say, and I think you're going to be wrong.
I was going to say Judas Kiss.
Nope.
Okay.
Didn't make it. But I know that you know that I love that song, and that makes me love you.
Right. Oh, I love you too.
The thrash ending of Fade to Black kind of gets us excited again.
Yeah.
double kick from Lars, blah, blah, blah. And then we go into another Cthulhu-inspired song, All Nightmare Long.
Ooh, that would be great, yeah.
And basically it's them saying, just because there's a symphony here, just because there's an oboe back there, doesn't mean we're not about to fucking blow your butts out with
You think that
thrash.
French horn is scared of the song? Too bad we're going to play it.
After that, I cheated a little bit, and I have an either or for this slot.
Okay.
Now, one is I Disappear, because I love the song.
You're right.
I think it'd be the go wow, bow, bow, wow, bow, bow, wow, bow, bow, da-da-dum.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun. And the do you see me? All those weird harmonics that Kirk hits in the choruses would be really fun to see how they did that with the symphony.
Yeah.
Now, if that flavor's not strong enough, it'd be cool to see Lords of Summer there.
Lords of Summer was on the long list.
People don't. That's not one that pokes out to people, but I can't get enough of that song.
It's a great song.
I think it should have been on Hardwired.
I think so too.
After that, either I Disappear, Lords of Summer, I have, and we'll just go ahead and get through the whole thing. The Unforgiven, what I call the Unforgiven trilogy.
Oh, so you're doing it too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I think I did that on the first round.
You did, okay.
Unforgiven, but I have them all three back to back here, just a whole suite, if you will.
Oh yeah.
Of the Unforgiven, and I just think that would be an historical performance.
It really would.
That would just go down as, one of the most famous 15 minutes of live performance.
Let's be real. If they did that on September 6th, they played all three of those back to back, I think that would be the main thing that everyone would talk about from that show. They're like, holy shit, they did all three Unforgivens.
I agree. I sadly, though, don't believe they will ever play the Unforgiven 2 again.
Yeah.
Maybe when Load and Reload, the anniversaries come up, they might do some special stuff. Maybe a 30th anniversary type barn burner club show or 2 club shows where they play Load and then Reload in its entirety.
So we have that to look forward to in 6 years.
Yeah. If hopefully I'm not dead by then of black tar heroin overdose.
Or chronic sinus infections.
Or chronic crap weighing.
Way too much crap.
Yeah, man. Remember Clint Wells?
Remember that dude?
Oh, the guitar player guy? The songwriter guy?
You know that really lame podcast?
You know what happened to him? What happened? I haven't heard from him in a minute. He was off social media, right? He weighed his crap so often and with such passion, he died.
Well, what happened was he had no crap to actually weigh, so he started pooping out his organs.
Right.
And one by one, they went away, and he just passed away.
They went away. One by one, he flushed them away.
But at least we knew what his liver weighed.
67 pounds
That's
from
right,
all the
yeah.
drinking.
Yeah.
It was engorged. After the Unforgiven trilogy, to sort of mirror the Outlaw Torn, I have Fixer.
Fixer was another contender for me.
Fixer is probably the most beloved deep cut.
Yeah.
Right?
It's up there.
I mean, they play Motor Breath, so
Right.
that's not like that. Like they play it,
right?
Maybe like something like Phantom Lord, but even they've been playing Phantom Lord and No Remorse.
They have, yeah.
They've never played Fixer. They jammed on it,
right?
Let's throw us a bone. Let's get it.
I'm down.
It'd be cool to hear the wow, wow, wow.
Oh yeah,
all that cool intro stuff,
Absolutely.
the weird droney backward stuff.
Absolutely.
Let's fucking put some tablets of acid in these orchestra players.
That's right.
Fucking cup of tea.
Put some acid in those reeds. You know, they always kind of lick them before they start.
Right.
Make sure they're nice and like moist.
And then they're off to they're on the Yellow Submarine.
Oh yeah.
After Fixer, I do have another St. Anger song, The Unnamed Feeling.
I had a feeling. I had a named feeling that was going to happen.
I just think it'd be cool. I would also substitute All Within My Hands.
Okay.
Look, everyone knows I'm not a big St. Anger guy, but let's get some St. Anger in there. Why not?
Dude, listen, both of us have grown on that record a lot. You covered St. Anger songs.
The Unnamed Feeling, yeah.
Right. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of some of those songs. Sure, production's not great, but guess what? I listened to some of it today. I did.
On the crap weighing toilet. Next, I have the only Kill 'Em All appearance
what you got
on my list. It's a barn burner, Whiplash.
Whiplash, okay.
Because it's kind of the Battery. They ended with Battery, so it's kind of like just the fastest.
Right.
It's just fun to think of like, how do we fit a Kill 'Em All? It's like, fuck that. Don't even try to fit it. Just play your fastest song.
Right.
Which would be that.
Yeah.
I could see also Hit the Lights being cool there.
Hit the Lights would be cool, yeah. Jump in the Fire could be cool.
Really, any Kill 'Em All kind of thrasher other than Metal Militia. I don't want to see Metal Militia there.
I don't know if that could work.
I'd be bummed. I don't know if Whiplash would work. What could they even do? Well, you're composing it right now.
I'm arranging it in my head right now.
And then last, of course, like you have Creeping Death because it's obvious to me.
It's obvious.
Well, because if they can't, here's the deal. Here's what I thought about that. If we're taking Sandman out of the picture, what's their most popular song?
Creeping Death, I think.
It's probably Creeping Death.
Yeah.
We got Puppets, but that's out. Nothing Else Matters, that's out.
Yeah.
One, that's out.
Yeah, One's, yeah.
It'd be the top 5 are probably Sandman, Creep, One, Nothing Else Matters, and whatever the 5th one I said.
Yeah,
maybe Saboteur.
I mean, let's be realistic. Like they're going to include probably all those or a couple of those in this one. I mean, if they don't do Creeping Death again, I'd be very surprised. And Unforgiven, really.
But what's weird to think about if they do record it and make a home video or whatever the fuck, do we need to hear them do Enter Sandman again with the orchestra? Like, we just already have it.
Especially the same exact arrangement that Michael Kimmel wrote.
So there's just some redundancy to that shit.
Well, which is why I brought up that they didn't specifically say 20 songs, like, the same exact songs.
Thank you for rubbing it in my face again.
I didn't mean to. Listen, it's only to get us excited that they could add more songs than we think.
But even if they do like the Puppets and the Bells and the Nothing Else Matters, it's just going to be this. And I think the boys are in good form. I think they're in great form. I'm not making any fucking apologies for how Metallica sounds right now.
Right.
I've seen it a lot.
Yep.
And I think about it a lot, and it's real good.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Are we going to beat 1999 Metallica?
Probably not.
On a performance of Nothing Else Matters? I just don't think so.
I don't think so. But I don't know. I'm just excited for whatever new songs, that weren't on the first S&M that they decided to throw in there.
Yeah.
Because, surely they're going to record this and release it. They have to,
right? Yeah, I think so, too.
I'm in. I really hope that, because the big difference between 99 and now is that back then things didn't leak like they do now. There could be some oboe player in the back that while they're rehearsing, it just sets his phone out and starts recording and leaks it like a fucking asshole, right? I hope nothing gets leaked from the rehearsals because they're probably going to rehearse for a week straight on this stuff. I would venture to say.
I think while it's on the one hand, yes, true, that it's more likely for someone to smuggle in some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
It's also, because of the times, they're going to crack down on that.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know if they're going to make them sign NDAs or it's a fireable. If we catch you recording this shit, you're fucking out.
I mean, it's Metallica. Listen, there is 1 million oboe players in this city that will gladly take your seat. You record this shit, you're out, bro.
Listen, guys, if you catch your oboe player recording the rehearsals and you fire him, please tell me. I'll learn the fucking instrument. I'll master it, and I'll come play it.
I will go buy an oboe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is there a 24-hour music store? I'll buy an oboe tonight.
Is there a time machine? I'll buy a fucking oboe yesterday.
I think Guitar Center needs to have a thing called Guitar Center After Dark.
Ooh.
Where you can buy instruments you normally wouldn't play, but when you get called to do it last minute, guess what? Guitar Center After Dark is here for you. This Sunday, our Labor Day sale.
Wow.
That's all I got.
I will call my congressman, and I will have that pushed through the appropriate channels.
Thank you.
To be ratified and enacted by tomorrow.
Thank you, C-Money.
All right, well, let us know what your thoughts are about S&M2. I mean, are you guys going to try to go? The Metal Tales, as of now, is wide open.
It's open.
If you're a patron.
We might want to maybe be careful with this one, not just say whoever claims it first. It might be fun as maybe somebody that's a patron that's going to go to this show. Maybe they live within driving distance in Nashville and they can come down and we can do the Metal Tales together. Because I feel like this is such an important show. You or I should not do this alone in reviewing the show with somebody.
Okay.
I feel like it should be you and I, even if it's on the phone with somebody, that's fine. But it should be the two of us.
Hey, I'm down.
And if it's somebody that, let's say, some patron who has a black ticket and all this stuff, they buy tickets tomorrow, their fan club, and they're going to the show. And they're like, hey, man, I'll go to the show, and then when I get home, I'll drop to Nashville. We can all hang out at HQ 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 and talk about the show. That'd be fun, too.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with whatever.
So
I was texting with Chris today about maybe trying to turn that into the Torben hang.
Right, yeah. That was on our group text.
Because as those of you who have been on the ride with us know, we have been invited by our lovely friend Chris Urgis to tag along with him to have dinner with Torben Ulrich.
That's right. Still don't know when it's going to happen, but if it can coincide with this, then maybe.
Well, we'll figure it out. But in any regards, let us know. With kind regards.
With kind regards.
metalupyourpodcastshow@gmail.com. Go leave the positive review. Go get on board on the Patreon level.
That's right.
Go check out our tour dates. Go sign up on the fucking... There's so much homework for our listeners to do.
A lot of homework. Leave us a positive review on iTunes. Check out Patreon. See if you like it. See if you want to get involved. Give us your list of songs you'd like to see them play. You don't have to give us a full set list, but just, what are some songs you'd like to hear the band play at the S&M2 show?
Invest in the Crap Wing Toilet Kickstarter campaign.
Exactly.
Because that will be what puts us on the map.
Oh, yeah.
We're not going to meet... You think we're going to meet James Hetfield because of this podcast? No. It will be because we will be installing a Crap Wing toilet in his fucking house in Vail, Colorado.
In all of his houses.
In 6 weeks.
That's right. And then Lars is going to be like, I want one too. We're like, sorry, we're booked up.
Sorry, talk to your bandmates.
Yeah. They all have one. Mustaine has one. And trust me, his crap weighs a lot.
I got the first Crap Wing toilet.
Let me tell you, it's amazing.
Well, listen, we appreciate and love all of you who get on the ride with us.
Yes.
Who listen every week. We couldn't do it without you. You make a joy to do this work, to talk about Metallica. We feel like we're part of a bigger thing than ourselves. We're part of a community of music lovers. They're the greatest metal band of all time, and we're rolling hard into year 3.
It's crazy.
So we'll see you on the socials. We'll see you next week. We'll see you on the flip-flop. Peace.
Adios.
If you were our advisor, what would you say? Then I would say, delete that.